Like we said, we're not gonna start a podcast till 9. We're not gonna start the podcast till 9. Dude, Florida is giving in the game. That turnover, that fumble on the goal line, dude, that was an absolute just. I don't even know what that was.
That's a terrible interception right there too from the young guy. Mertz is. I don't know if Mertz is going to be able to come back the way he looked.
I mean, you can't deny Florida's trying to give them the game. I mean, it is what it is.
Did you go live?
Yeah, I'm live.
Okay. It just hadn't popped up for me yet.
Trying to get stuff going. Like I said, it'll be on Twitch, it'll be on YouTube, whichever. TikTok, whichever one you want to go with.
Yeah, TikTok, because I send it to people. It just popped up.
Good deal. All right, be right back. Give me just a second. Just a second.
Tripped up right there.
Hey, what's going on, Chad? What's going on, bro? Hello, Jeffrey. Yes, Jeffrey is in here.
What's up, Chad? Chad is my buddy. He is a huge Florida fan, so I know he's watching this game intently.
Well, you can tell him Florida's trying to give him the game, and
his wife Autumn is also a huge Florida fan, and then they just had a baby girl together.
All right, congratulations!
And she is also decked out in her Florida stuff. I saw the picture earlier; it was adorable.
Awesome.
I'm a Georgia fan saying that.
That's good, but I will say, Florida is doing everything they can to try to give this game to Tennessee. I'm just going to say it. I mean,
Mertz getting hurt. If he's not able to come back, that puts
but
it all on the kid.
Even like when Mertz fumbled on the 2-yard line going in, you know what I mean? Like, you can't let that happen.
This has been a dogfight.
You can't let that happen.
This has been an absolute dogfight the whole way.
I know. This is huge right here. This is critical third down. Huge third down stop right there. Huge third down stop.
I'm not really sure who that was intended for, but
that was big time.
Tony just texted again.
What did he say? He'd be my go-to.
Says players need to sit out and entire injuries when injured. I'm not really sure what he was going for there. There's a lot of anger from him right now. So.
Yeah, I feel you on that. I mean, I think players need
the thing of the join thing, Brandon.
I don't have it. I can't do it. Then I don't know.
He drilled it.
They tied it, but that was still a big stop for them.
Andy, back up on Kentucky, 14-7.
Yeah, I just saw that. That's awesome. All right, like I said, we're trying to keep up. We're trying to keep up with football. We're trying to keep up with everything.
He just texted and said Milton has better touch than Nico.
Oh my Lord!
So that's where he's at right now.
Yeah, I thought, goddamn, next week's gonna be a battle of two garbage ass teams, Tennessee and Alabama.
Yeah, 100%.
Who is not gonna make the mistake?
All right. You see Kirby shove a player on a UGA player, and a UGA player spit in Mississippi State player face. I did not see Kirby shove a player. Did that happen?
Yeah, I didn't see that either. I saw him get in a guy's ass that needed it, but
yeah, I mean,
so I didn't see that happen.
Oh my fire Riley train after the Penn State. Oh, okay. Hey, yeah, I mean, dude. Hey, this is going to be the one for you because I'm telling you right now, we all want to fire somebody in here. All right, he said watch on Twitter. I'm going to pull that up real quick. I want to hear it. I want to see it.
know there was a third down there in the first half where we hit that Van Buren guy. It was so unnecessary.
Quarterback Kirby shoved down. Mississippi State Michael Van Buren late in the game.
We shoved him?
Yeah, that's what it says. State player? That's what it says.
I missed that. That's what sucks about having to work and trying to watch a game.
I know. I'm trying to look for the actual yeah, that's crazy, boys. That's crazy. We can't let that. I mean, that's the kind of stuff, and I don't know. I ain't seen it yet, but that's the kind of stuff we can't let happen to college football. That's the kind of stuff that's unacceptable. We can't let that happen. We don't want to water down our game, man. We don't want to water down our game. Hey, anybody in here, go ahead and share and like the live, please. Like I said, we want to try to get this thing out, and make sure you follow us, please. Yeah, I don't see it right now.
I saw your comment about the Lincoln Riley thing. That was a hard-fought game, and I thought y'all had it for a long time. And I had an opportunity there at the end. I got to watch the end of that game, and just one mistake, that pick there at the end of regulation, just needed. He had the guy open too. Okay. That's the crazy thing is in that USC game, he had the guy open and overshot him. Ended up throwing an interception, and all they needed was a first down, and they would have been in field goal range.
Well, they had the opportunity. Didn't they have opportunity to take a field goal and miss it?
Oh, here it is.
Oh, that was I think that was the Penn State guy. No.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. USC Penn State. I didn't get to see overtime. I only got to see the end of regulation, and USC definitely had a shot.
It says here. It says
USC missed the field goal in overtime. That's what I was saying.
I see what Chad said.
Holy crap! He did shove the hell out of him. I mean, it wasn't like terrible, but it was. I mean, he shoved him. I mean, it wasn't terrible. It was
read option first down. Chad said fire Kirby. Nah.
You can't fire Kirby. You can't fire.
Go ahead. Bring out.
Right. Yeah. Hey, Kias, the Oregon player spitting in the face of Ohio State. We saw that live. That was actually an ex-Alabama player. Trayshawn Holden. Glad we got rid of him. We don't need any more dumbasses running around in Tuscaloosa. We're going to start the podcast, the actual content and the review. Right now, we're just kind of watching the Tennessee Florida game. A couple of our compadres are going to be on after this game.
I've got multiple games going right now.
Yeah, multiple games. I will say, man, so that's why the title, it's been a shit show of a day in terms of like overall execution. I know some teams won. We're happy about the win. But when you escape from a win, and you're a 21-point favorite, it's sour taste in your mouth, dude. Jeff don't have the attention span for multiple games. You're probably right, bro. You're probably right. I mean, he kind of out there.
I thought y'all give me crap. Chad's up there. Probably giving me the most crap of anybody.
Chad's probably smart guy. He seems like a smart guy.
He's a Florida fan. It's just natural.
He seems like a smart guy to me. I don't know. Like he seems like he's real intelligent.
I was in his and Autumn's wedding, so he must like me a little bit. So,
well, I mean, he probably feels sorry for you. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. I understand. But welcome, bro. Welcome. We're happy to have you. We're happy to have everybody. Like I said, watching the Tennessee-Florida game right now, tied up 10-10, going to the fourth. So, quote of the day. So the quote of the day, we had a little pregame show last night. And the comment was made that there is no way that Tennessee is going to be down 3-0 at the half. And sure as shit, it happened. It matriculated.
Well, he said there was no way Tennessee would be in a 3-0 at the half like they were against Arkansas last week, and that's exactly what happened.
Exactly what happened. Be a champion today, man. Y'all ain't no champion. Shut the hell up.
And if it wasn't for the substitution infraction on Florida, it'd been 6-0. So wouldn't have made him a liar.
Yeah.
But that's
champion today, man. Anyway,
it's not Army rolling today, looking good still.
Dude, Army looked really good. Army looked really good.
I think I said that Wednesday that the service academies were playing really good football right now.
I thought that was a great topic that we talked about, like the service academies. And then last night, for those that didn't see it, we talked about and me and Chris talked about it again today. But what happens again? Since we're talking football and just waiting for people to join. What happens if Army is like, let's say they both teams, Army and Navy, lose to Notre Dame, and they've got one loss and they're competing for that Group of 5 spot in the playoff. The Group of 5 spot in the playoff. So what happens if they have to play each other? Then they have to play each other again. I mean, like that to me, like
the second the second game, the actual Army Navy game, that'll be after Selection Sunday anyway. But that does set up the playoff committee. If say they're undefeated, whoever wins the conference championship, obviously probably getting in.
Yeah.
What happens
100%.
if they lose the next week in the Army Navy game? Then it's like, okay, did we pick the wrong person? You can't go back and change it at that point. So I mean, it's going to make it interesting. I'm hoping that happens. I love chaos. So.
Yeah, we don't think Notre Dame's making the playoffs. Yeah, we don't think they're making the playoffs. We're talking about them playing Army and Navy and maybe getting beat there. But
I will say this about that.
Yeah,
I will make a pick right now that Army or Navy, one of the two will beat Notre Dame, if not both of them.
Oh, that'd be a big one for them. Guy said, "Does the guy on the top talk?" Yeah, that's old Chris, man. That's old Crispy. Oh, Crispy talks. Crispy talks. Yeah, he just a man of few words.
He is a man of few words, but
when he talks, he means something. Yeah, man, he talks. So we're just kind of hanging out right now, watching this football game.
If y'all didn't see it earlier, Brandon, after the Alabama game, they went to our local sports bar here and where we live and. Called Mud Bums. Chad, you've been there. You know what I'm talking about.
I did what Little was talking about.
So Brandon went live on TikTok, and I was at work, but I pulled it up for just a second, and we were sitting in there, and Brandon was conversating with apparently a Tennessee fan about the Alabama game, and
this is not true
like an overly serious talk or anything, but Chris was sitting over Brandon's shoulder, just mad dogging, just praying that the guy said something out of the way.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, man. Like, it was a rough day. Even though we got the win, it was a rough day. Like, there's no way to sugarcoat this, and we're not gonna sugarcoat it on this podcast. We're gonna keep it real.
I'm sure Chris was sitting there just in his head going, "Please say something about Alabama. You're a Tennessee fan. Please say something out of the way. Give me a reason."
I was just waiting on my food, bro.
Brady LeBron Bond said, "Abysmal ball knowledge." Abysmal ball knowledge, and he was directing it at Thriller. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there.
Thriller said Notre Dame will have 4 losses.
I don't know about. I mean,
4 losses. That's not gonna happen.
Holy crap! How did he throw that?
How did he catch that?
How did that ball get off? I mean, that was.
Hey,
Tony, what's up, Roll Tide? What's up, Roll Tide? How are you, man? Kia said, Chris. Kia said, "Do not be shy, Crispy. Quit being shy."
Yeah, where's he at? Is he on?
He's
on Twitch.
Yeah, he's on Twitch, bro.
Yeah. I'm not being shy. I'm just watching the game, big dog.
Roblox Game said Georgia might lose 4 games. Hey, man, we're here to talk about it.
If Georgia, Alabama might lose fucking 4 games. I mean, I'm talking about that.
Yeah, Georgia's got to fix some things on defense.
Stopped him on 4th down. Stopped him on 4th down. Big stop.
Kind of came over the top of him right there. That's one of those.
That was close.
That could have been a flag.
That looked like pass interference to me. I'm not even fucking lying. He got that before the ball got there.
So, let's watch it right here.
By the way, Tony texted and said that Florida's backup QB is going to come in and lead them to victory.
I don't.
Oh, Nico's out. He's out of the game.
No. He's talking about Florida's backup because Mertz is out.
Oh, okay.
Thriller said, Thriller, I got you, bro. He said, I said what I said. I mean, truth of the matter is, all right. So, hey, so question, and this is just for the people out here watching right now. Like, what about Oregon, Ohio State, man? At this point, Ohio State has spent more money.
Score that game.
Still 22-21 Oregon.
Yeah, Oregon's up 1 right now.
I agree with Chad Woodall. Lagway isn't ready. It's a little too early for that. And Chris Kia said today sucked, but we didn't swallow Crispy. He said today Bama sucked, but we didn't swallow Crispy. So
I can change my hat to something funnier.
He said, just stay positive about that. And I tend to agree. It did suck, but at least we didn't take the L the hard way.
If I'm a Florida fan here, though, I kind of like this for Lagway. You're on the road. It's a sink or swim situation. You're going to have to grow up quick. Yeah. If he comes out of it and Florida wins this game, I mean, that's phenomenal for the future. Win or lose, it's phenomenal for the future for him. The
Yeah.
experience of this game, being in this situation. So I mean,
Oh,
I like it. No, Lagway for Florida.
Yeah, we're going to go through some rundown of what today's action later, and we're really the real thing is we're going to focus on our teams, and we're really going to get into the nitty gritty of what we thought. Because I'm going to tell you, it's going to be a bitch session, so it'll be entertaining to say the least, especially knowing that the two teams that are playing next week, one of them's playing right now, and
both look like shit.
Yeah, they both look like shit, and then Georgia is going to play a really good, well-prepared Texas team, and we don't know what's going to happen there. So it's going to be interesting.
What's the game at, bro? Is it Georgia
Texas,
or is it
Texas?
Texas?
No, it's at Texas.
Yeah, it's a rough game.
We played at Tuscaloosa. We play at Texas. We got to go to Ole Miss. We get Tennessee at home, and then Florida is a neutral site game.
That's not really.
Yeah,
but that's
Florida.
Yeah.
But that's our next 4 games.
Yeah, but they always say it's a neutral site game, but it's in fucking Jacksonville. It's not neutral. It's in fucking Florida.
Yeah. That's not too far from.
Nah, that's just where they play it, though. Hey, we got him. He said hook him. Jack said hook him. Hey, y'all got him big time. Nobody here had any doubt. Nobody had any doubt that Texas was going to get this win. I said it. I mean,
I don't know. Jordan really
had
Oklahoma.
Yeah, we had a couple of.
We did change that though.
Yeah, we had a couple of people on the fence.
But
I told everybody straight up, too much depth on Texas, and it proved itself. I said exactly what I said. Oklahoma will give them a close game for a half, and then the depth is going to prevail, and that's exactly what happened.
Who's Thriller? You know him real? He said he loves you.
Yeah, Thriller. Thriller's his buddy.
Oh, it's his buddy. Oh.
Like I said, welcome everybody. We're gonna start the actual podcast section of this at around 9:00. We're trying to let this Tennessee game kind of play out a little bit, but at the end of the day, we want to get into some of the action and talk about some of the teams that with hot tamale. Georgia's overrated. Hook 'em horns. Right now, we're not gonna lie. Right now, Texas looks like their team to beat. That's just calling it like it is.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's definitely.
He said you're gonna have to fight hard to beat old Texas. I'm gonna tell you right now. I mean, Texas looks good. Them Lamborghinis are paying off. I mean, they look good.
I thought Beck had a Lamborghini, man.
Who?
Carson Becker. Doesn't he drive? I think he's driving a Lamborghini.
I mean, yeah, he has. He got a Lamborghini too. I mean, I'm just saying, hey man, Texas looks good. Texas looks good. Texas is a team that went out and got the people they needed to build or fill out their roster. They did it the opposite way of Ohio State. Ohio State got their whole roster essentially, just going out and paying the best players in football. And you can see, I mean, it's not working out for them. They could still come back and win this game, but they don't look good right now. Don't look good. Although they're about to score, so it looks like they're inside the goal line. I mean, right at the center.
If they spot him, okay, he stepped out. I was about to say if he was able to stay in and get the first down right there, that was going to be incredible.
He must have stepped out because they
right there. They marked him 3 yards short, so that right foot had to have come down out of bounds.
Hey, no doubt, Thriller, no doubt. There's a couple teams that did that. Ole Miss, Ohio State, and Oregon are the big ones that spent the money this offseason. But we have to ask ourselves, is that a sustainable method for college football? I don't think it is. I'm just going to tell you. Because people aren't going to keep paying year after year after year for mediocre results. It's not going to happen. So that's my opinion. Tennessee score is a 10-10 all right now in the fourth quarter. Tennessee's got the ball at the 50. We're watching
three right here.
Hey, Archie's going to be nasty. It's 4th down and 3. They're going to try to go for it.
They took a flag.
They took a flag. They're trying to draw them off.
They're on it.
Yeah, you can't build chemistry off one of your players, especially when it comes to O-line and D-line. I think that's one of the big things. But I will say these freshmen O-line and D-line that aren't ready to play, sometimes it pays dividends to go out and get somebody that's a little more seasoned, a little more developed as far as strength and body-wise. So, hey, thank you for following, Jack. We appreciate you, bro. Like I said, we're just going to talk some football. Try to keep it real on this thing. Oh, dude, you got to catch that, bro. And as far as the punt, man, why didn't you let that go? I mean, Anyway,
Well, if it takes that quick hop and goes in the end zone, then
but I thought there was enough of them down there, but maybe not. Maybe not. Hey, thank you for following Hot Tamale. We appreciate you too, bro. Appreciate everybody being here. SC both tackles have 7 games. Yeah, man. So, that's gonna hurt you. That's gonna hurt you. I'll say this: Miller Moss is a really good player. Like until he starts making mistakes. Like he is so. He has the talent, man. He has the talent. He just made some mistakes today, and I hope he can get over that. I hope he can get over it because I think he's going to be good for USC. I think he's a good player. I mean, I don't think he's terrible at all. But anyway, yeah. But welcome everybody. Like I said, we're trying to give a little pregame. We're trying to get. We're gonna get into the podcast section. Like I said, we're doing a live podcast recording. We don't want filters. We don't want censorship. We want the truth to come out. We want it documented because we don't go back on what we say. Kia said, "How about them dogs?" Riddle's the dog fan. He's got plenty to say.
We'll get into that.
Yeah, he's got plenty to say. He's got plenty to say.
I mean, there was a lot of good to take away from it today, but
100%.
there's also a lot of things that are very concerning.
I see folks are already calling for the back of the start. Man, okay, I'll watch that game. It wasn't all him. The defense played pretty solid. You should have been closer in that game. Like I said, you had some good turnovers, but at the end of the day, and I hate saying this, y'all struggled to cover that tight end. That tight end was just eating y'all's lunch.
Ridiculous.
I mean, what did he set the Penn State record for receptions, and let's see.
I think he set an NCAA record for receptions by a tight end.
17 receptions for 224 yards. Yeah, that can't happen. That just can't happen.
I looked this up today while I was at work, just for this game we're watching here, and I know I've got friends that are Tennessee fans, and I've got friends that are Florida fans, and I want to throw this out there.
Ohio State scored. It's 28-22. Just FYI. Go ahead.
You go back to 1976, the Tennessee-Florida rivalry. Florida owns a 30-8 record against Tennessee since 1976.
Yeah, Spurrier put the smackdown on them.
As Spurrier as a player and a coach.
Woodall said, "I'm proud. I'm impressed. You have friends, bro. Me too. Me too.
I'm clocking out for the night. Y'all keep on.
No, hell, you ain't going nowhere. We're fine. Hey, I'm gonna tell you what.
Work.
We got
I do
thick
gotta work
skin
tomorrow. Give me a reason.
We got thick skin. We got thick skin on this podcast. I'll tell you that. Anyway, Kias, how'd the rest of the day go for you? You sober up? All right. Tennessee's going nuts. There's a little kid dancing. I want to know who taught him that. I want to know. We tried getting rid of him. He ain't going nowhere. Yeah, he like a cockroach, bro. He's stuck. And he will survive. He will survive. What's up, Lone Wolf? Oh. All right, everybody. Florida got the ball back. They are on the 5-yard line. We got 12 minutes to go. Like I said, this game is going to have to sign off before we get our other two for the Fab Five, but we got enough to get started at 9 o'clock. We're going to get started. Yeah, and they actually took a loss there. That's pretty bad. That's it. Well, hey, what's up? Great win. Yes, Texas. I absolutely have faith in y'all. Is Oklahoma's coach on the hot seat? I don't think Venables. I don't think so. I don't think he's on the hot seat. Not yet. I don't think so.
I mean, you got to think of what he took over. I mean, yeah. Oklahoma was on the decline when he stepped in there.
And dude,
Lincoln
imagine
thought he was running off the greener pastures.
Imagine if they kept Dylan Gabriel. I mean, I think this totally different team.
Absolutely. And at 5 receivers hurt. I mean, there's only so much you can do with injuries.
Tennessee's defense is playing lights out, by the way.
They've been playing good all year.
Nah, they really have. But like today, they really Oklahoma can have Lincoln back. Hey, I'm gonna tell you, Lincoln's dangerous. Lincoln's dangerous with the right people.
Oh yeah. So Perkins had a $42,000 parlay today. It's 15 leg, I think he showed it to me, and the only one he missed was the over in the Texas-Oklahoma game.
Yeah, I mean, who would have thought, man? Who would have thought, like, 14, man. 14. He's Perkins at 14.
Andy's still up on Kentucky 14-7.
Go Vanderbilt, man. Go Vanderbilt.
12 minutes left in the third. Oh, 13, 12:47.
Penalty on third down.
Back him up.
I don't know if Lagway is ready for this, bro. I don't know if he's ready for this.
That's not on hit. Oh, that is delayed game.
Delayed game, bro. That's him, man. That's him.
I saw all those D linemen pointing. They must have been pointing at the play clock.
Lincoln left to avoid the SEC. I will say that is a factor, man. Like, that is a factor. I don't think, but then again, he ended up going to the Big Ten, where I don't think he's going to do much better. Like I said, they play the same style of football. I mean, probably even more run centric than we are these days.
Some are, some aren't.
Yeah, he beat LSU. But I mean, LSU defense sucks. Good play. He got it out. I mean, that's all he could do. Play smart. Don't play stupid. Jalen Milroe was in that situation today.
I was about to say he didn't throw it
ran backwards.
He
ran backwards. I don't see how you got a player in your face, and instead of taking the sack on the 1 yard line, you step back into the end zone and get a safety. I don't understand it. Like
the intentional grounding in the end zone.
Kia said, "How y'all boys doing? We're good. Yeah, we're good, man. I'm hanging out. I'm partaking. Said this is just like I said, critical.
In these kind of situations, would you come after him, or do you set up for the return like Tennessee did?
I think the return, because I mean, look at what he's getting right here. I mean, even he's on the 30-yard. I mean, 27-yard line. I mean,
yeah.
What a terrible punt. I mean, what a terrible.
We got some fighting going on.
We got fighting. We got a little chippy down there.
Yeah, two guys are still locked up well after the play.
Wouldn't mind the linebackers coach being the head coach. Being a head coach is a big deal, man.
Jack Diesel on TV in the LSU Ole Miss game right now.
And I'll say this, like Texas not taking anybody lightly. That's great, man. That's great. That's the expectation for a good program. That's the way a good program should. No one should be taken lightly. You should play to a standard. Like we and Riddle talked about this earlier. We're going to talk about it more, but play to a standard and do not let up. You play every single down, every single play to a standard. You get beat every now and then, but you play to a standard.
Gabriel, 14 completions for, that's like 282 or 242. Either way, that's a lot of yardage on. It's not a lot of completions.
I mean, I know he's had some big plays in this game, man. Oregon's 4th and 1 on the 48. All right, so it's almost time. Like I said, we're going to jump into the podcast section. Who?
Touchdown, Tennessee.
Oh, okay. Well, Chris is ahead of us.
We talked about this, Chris. You're ahead of us.
Oh, yeah.
Sampson on the run. There it is.
I mean, and I don't mean this to be anything. Do I want Tennessee to lose? Yeah, because I can't stand Tennessee. But with that said, like we need Tennessee to be good. Because if we are going to beat them, like our destiny, we still got to beat Tennessee to fulfill our destiny. So they might as well be as good. Hey, there's Tony. Tony, y'all's offense is dog water.
It's been a struggle.
I'm just saying, like Florida is. But so is Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt sucks too, but I don't know, man. Maybe Vanderbilt's the truth. I don't know. Maybe they're the truth. Maybe they beat Kentucky today because we said they had to beat Kentucky. They've got Ball State, and then they got one more win out there. I think they've got a win out there. I think it's out there.
They've got a couple that are winnable.
I think they got it. I don't know who it's going to be. I don't know who they surprise. I think they're bowl eligible. I think they make it to a bowl game.
I mean, still get Auburn and South Carolina, Ball State. They do have to go. They do get Texas and Nashville.
Oh, that's an upset city right there.
So the funny thing is this is what they brought up in the graphic last week. So Texas is going to play Georgia, and then they play Vandy right after. So Vandy has a chance to upset the number one team, after beating Georgia.
Yeah.
What is all their questions?
Nico, Vandy QB might be hurt. Vandy QB might be hurt. Oh no, is he hurt?
Perkins' comment was a jab directly at Tony. I know exactly what that was.
Oh, Nico's a freshman. Nico's not a freshman.
I thought he was a true freshman.
He's not a true freshman. He was there last year behind Milton, and he played. He played in enough games where he didn't redshirt. I mean, maybe he did though. They did change the rule. Maybe he did. Maybe he didn't play in enough. I'm not a big Tennessee follower, but I thought they were up big enough in some games that he definitely got in, but maybe it wasn't enough.
Yeah, I think you can play 4 or 5 and keep your red shirt. Yeah,
you can play 4, and now you can play. Now you can play in the title game and all playoff games and it not count, which is huge. So Vandy's backup QB is in. Okay, we're gonna get started, guys. Here we go. Everybody ready? Riddle, you ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
All right. So I'm gonna get started, and then
Pavia's in the game. He just ran for no gain.
Okay, Pavia. Okay, here we go. So let me do the intro, then we'll join back up, and we'll start this thing off right. All right, somebody's got noise in the background. It's Chris. Hold on. All right, here we go. All right, welcome in, college football fans. Welcome back to Locked, Loaded, and Goated. This is Shit Show Saturday recap with Layin the Wood Roundtable. We're here to go over today's shit show scores and highlights. And again, we're using the word lightly because it was a rough day for us as far as our teams go. And we're here to talk about it. So we're going to start off with where we should start off. And I believe it's the number 1 team in the country with Texas. Riddle, what did you have on this game? What did you think about it?
I think it was a pretty dominant performance by Texas overall. There's not much else to really say about it. These Red River rivalry games have never – they don't always go with the script. You know, there's been plenty of times where the team that should have won didn't win in this rivalry, but Texas started out a little slow. I think Quinn Ewers took a little bit to get back into game rhythm, you know, from where he's been out. But once he got going, they got going. Their defense is solid. Their defenses look good. I know Oklahoma's got a lot of injuries. They're playing a freshman quarterback. They're doing what they can, but I think Texas is deserving of their number 1 spot, and they did what they were supposed to do today.
Yeah, they dominated in that game. Yeah,
good deal.
That was a dominant performance.
I agree. The defense was solid.
Clearly the best team in the country right now.
I think so. I think they are. One comment just for the Texas fans out there. You know, I see Isaiah Bond didn't hit the stat sheet. We need to go take the repo, the Lamborghini. We'll take him back at Alabama if he's not going to perform. Anyway, just a little jab. He's hurt. I know I'm just messing. I'm sorry. I apologize. But anyway, long story short, Texas looked great. Everything that we knew they could be, everything they are. I mean, just the stats alone, 89 yards rushing for Oklahoma and only 148 yards passing. Hawkins is going to be a good player, I think, but he just wasn't ready. So great job for Texas. Oklahoma's got some work to do. Especially to get ready for some of the bigger games, which this was their big game. But I mean, it's not over. Alabama's got to go. Alabama's got to go to Oklahoma too, so it's not over yet. Hey, Ryan Wingo is a star. He looks great. And just so y'all know in the chat, like I said, we're gonna interrupt everything we're doing. Chat's important for this segment, for this show, the weekend recap and all this stuff. We want to have comments flowing in, so throw them out. We'll answer your questions. You guys take priority. We're going to watch some games and try to keep up with those games and stuff. But at the same time, we want to make sure we're talking to you guys. So moving on to the next team, Riddle. I mean, I think this is the game that's on right now. Ohio State and Oregon, 2 and 3, big time matchup. What do you got going on there?
I hadn't got to watch much of that one as it's happened. I've kind of been following the game cast on it because I've got the Tennessee Florida game and Ole Miss LSU on. But it's been more of a shootout type style.
Yeah.
I didn't know if we would see that with, you know, like I said earlier this week.
I expected it to be a shootout.
Oregon struggled early in the year, but have really righted the ship, and they've been playing good football. Right now it's 28-22. Looks like Oh, it looks like Oregon just turned it over on downs on the Ohio State 2-yard line. So 3:37 to go in the third there. Knew it was going to probably be a good game. I believe I picked Oregon in this game. Me and Chris did.
Yeah, we picked Oregon, me and you.
But
it's coming down the wire. It's not over. It's not over.
Still a lot of football to go in that one, but
all right.
I was really wondering how Will Howard would play in that environment. He's 17 of 20 for 202 and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah,
I didn't football, so
that's pretty solid.
I didn't expect Will Howard to play very well,
that's
man.
It's pretty solid.
He's a bum.
But anyway, Chris, what do you think? How do you feel about that one? How do you feel about it?
About the Ohio State game?
Can Oregon pull it out? Can they come back?
Yeah, Oregon can come back. Yeah, I think they will.
All right. Tennessee got the ball back, I think.
Yeah, Tennessee, they just punted, man.
Okay. Anyway, all right. Long story short, the Ohio State Oregon game. The one thing I'll say, and this is Will Howard from K State, and then you have
from K-State.
You have Dylan Gabriel from UCF, and then to Oklahoma, and then this is his third stop at Oregon. So 100%, man, 100%. But the Ohio State defense, that's the big question mark for me. Spent a lot of money. It's
funny that they sit there talking about Ohio State's defense. No. We're talking about Big Ten defense. Let's be realistic. Come on, bro.
Their defense is their defense. Tony, who are you talking to? At Jacob, who are you talking to? I don't know who he's talking to. Tony's talking to somebody, but Tony said that good. Breaking his heart. Hey, Tony. Hey, man, don't be salty, bro.
Maliava just missed another deep ball.
You can't come in late and actually play good, and then which I don't know. Good is a relative term. All right, so moving on. So the number 4 team, I know we got a guy in the chat who's ready to hear this. The number 4 team, Penn State. Can I just say, we talked about defense. And I thought Penn State's defense looked suspect as hell. I'm not saying they were terrible, but not what I was expecting in that game. What do you think, Chris? What you got?
Penn State?
Yeah, Penn State game.
There's not much defense in that game. There's a lot of scoring. They just look terrible. I mean, there's not really much to say. It was pretty much a back and forth game, except for the second half. First half, I mean, USC was, I think they were up by like 2 touchdowns at halftime, I think.
Yeah, USC was definitely, they were up big, and they let it slip away.
I let them come back.
Yeah.
And at the Rose Bowl, and then that is the Rose Bowl, and but
that's actually the Coliseum, Chris.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah, it's all right, bro.
You still raise the Rose Bowl? My bad. Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
But what I'm trying to get at is like, you can't do that when you're at home. You can't surrender a 14-point lead. That's inexcusable when you're playing at home.
Comment just came in, Chris. Insane take, but A&M will have a very good shot to play for the SEC title game. Don't they have to play Texas, though?
I wouldn't say that's insane.
They're sitting on top of the SEC right now.
I wouldn't call that insane. They have a legitimate shot.
So let's go over their schedule.
Big punt return here for Florida.
Let's just go over their Florida. Let's go over the Texas A&M schedule real quick.
The Boise State. We got someone in the chat here asking our opinion on Boise State, Brandon.
So my opinion is Boise State's probably going to be the group of 5. They're probably
they got Michael Myers running the football. You ain't gonna stop him.
Hey, I'm just telling you, if you haven't watched that guy run the football, that is an absolute treat. That is an absolute treat to watch this guy run a football, because he's not prepared at all. He's just standing there looking like Michael Myers, looking over like a chocolate cake or something. And then they hand the ball off to him, and he just takes off and runs for 10 yards a carry. I mean, we talked about this week, but the dude is good. And so Texas A&M schedule. So just looking at it the rest of the way. So we got State next week. LSU, Texas A&M will be a shootout. That could be a really good game. But LSU's defense is weak, but we'll see what happens. Texas A&M, South Carolina. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
So me and Brandon were talking about this earlier. He said this Boise State guy has over 1,000 yards rushing already, right?
Yes.
In 4 games?
In 5 games. 1,000 yards.
So the record is Barry Sanders with 2,600, I believe.
Yeah.
2,800, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. 26-88, I think, or something like
Do we think he has a legitimate chance to break that record the way he's running the football?
that. Riddle.
He's on pace right now for 2,680 and 41 touchdowns. Barry Sanders had 2,628, 37. He's averaging 10.9 yards per carry right now. He's got over 1,000 yards on 95 carries. So
and Lone Wolf flat out said it. 600 yards after contact. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's nuts.
That's Derrick Henry. That's
actually
Derrick Henry
on game
numbers,
day this morning,
and that's Ricky Williams numbers.
On game day this morning, they actually said his yards after contact would be the 6th most rushing yards in the nation right now.
Yeah, I mean, dude's solid. But I will say this.
Michael Myers back there running the football. You ain't gonna tackle him.
And I will say this: like, if their schedule plays a big part in his rushing. I mean, they don't have anybody really good left on the schedule. I mean, not really. So they're going to have to give him the yards. And if they want to,
bowl games now, Riddle. They didn't count bowl games when Barry Sanders played.
Right, I agree.
So
we went over that. We went over that earlier this week too.
So back to Texas A&M. This is a legit thing right now, and I'm going to say this. So LSU, Texas A&M, they don't play another ranked team because they got Auburn, South Carolina, New Mexico State. They play Texas on November 30th, rivalry Saturday, and that's it. So you're 100% right.
LSU,
they have a real
Texas.
shot. They have a real shot to be in the SEC title game. And I got a feeling they might play Texas again, so we may be in an Army-Navy situation.
Well, you got Texas and Texas A&M. You got to think. Back in the day when they were both in the Big 12, that was the game. Yeah, that was the game back then.
Yeah.
They like it was always close. I mean, you can have Texas A&M, which they were good for a long time back in the day.
Yeah, they were.
They always just played close, no matter what.
Florida's punting again 4 minutes ago. They're punting, so 4th and 22.
Which I don't know where it's at, but if it's at College Station, that fucking place is hard to play at, hard to win at.
It is.
One of the hardest places.
I think it's at the Darrell Royal. I think it's in Texas. Well, obviously it's in Texas, but I think it's at Texas. I could be wrong though.
I mean, that LSU A&M game is gonna, depending on how this one finishes up against Ole Miss, that LSU game will be an important game for the standings in the SEC.
I'm just going to tell you, I think Texas rolls over Arkansas like a steamroller. I don't even think it's close. I think people are buying into Arkansas. Arkansas is not good.
No, Arkansas, no.
They're not good, man. Here's the deal. Oh, it's at Kyle Field. He said it's at Kyle Field. I apologize. Stand corrected. I just had it pulled up, but I closed it because I wanted to move on to something else.
That is going to be a hell of a football game. At Texas A&M, that is a hard place to play.
It is. It is. We as Bama fans know.
I fully expect that to be a fucking close game. Texas A&M could possibly upset them. They do not have a bad football team.
So then the question comes: if they upset them, their only loss is to Notre Dame. Assuming they make it there to that game, their only loss is Notre Dame, and yeah, man, they're in the playoffs. I'm just telling you. I mean, if they go to the SEC title game, 11-1, and they lose the title game, I still think they're in the playoffs. You just mark it down. I don't care.
Brady said all their toughest games are at Kyle Field. That's not insane at all for them to get to that.
They low key
legitimate chance.
Very good take on that. Very good take. That's a very good take. They honestly could be really well. They could do really well. So yes, 100%. I'm glad you guys are commenting. I'm glad you guys are throwing these at us because that is the truth. They could easily make this into the playoffs. Forget the SEC title game. They could go into the playoffs. Not only could they win the SEC if they somehow beat Texas, but they could go to the playoffs. That's big time, man. That's big time. So one more thing about the playoffs. I got a couple of guys here that know a little thing about the playoffs. Got you guys in the chat too. So I'm going to say this, my hot take. Nobody should desire to win their conference championship. I know as competitors, we want to win their conference championships. He's out of bounds. Anyway, nobody should ever want to lose a conference championship, but I'm going to tell you this, guys. If you're in the playoffs, the 5th spot is the golden ticket. Just remember what I'm saying to you. Whoever starts in the playoffs is the number 5 seed. That is the golden ticket in the playoffs, and they have the best shot at going to the finals. And hear me out, and I'm going to tell you why. So right off the bat, I'm assuming the 5th spot is going to be one of your best teams that just didn't win their conference. Okay, they're going to play the 12 seed at home. 12 seed at home. The 12 seed is going to be a team that probably has no business being there. Do we all agree with that? I think we can all agree with that. You guys?
I'm pretty sure it's going to be the Group of 5 champion.
Yeah. So
the 12th seed is the highest Group 5 champion ranking, right?
Well, no, it doesn't. It's basically it's going to go on the playoff committee, so it doesn't necessarily have to be the Group of 5. Big punt return, Florida. Oh man, down inside 30. All right. So anyway,
unless the Group of 5 champion is ranked higher than 12, it'll be the Group of 5 champion.
So more than likely, it's your Group of 5. So talent-wise, should not be anywhere near close to a team. Let's say Georgia, Texas A&M, Texas, whoever that team is. Thank you for the follow, guys. So anyway, 5th seed at home playoff game is going to be nuts. Anyone that ever, absolutely going to be nuts at home. Absolutely going to be nuts. So then you're going to go and you're going to win that game. And guess who you get to play next? The 4 seed. Okay. They let you play the 4 seed next. So then you're playing, guess who that's going to be? That's going to be your Big 12 champion. I mean, is anyone scared of the Big 12 champion?
Or the ACC champion?
I don't think at the end of it, I don't like if
it
Clemson
just depends on who's ranked higher.
If Clemson or Miami win out, I'm assuming Clemson or Miami win their games out and they play in the title game. I think they're going to be ranked higher than who's good in the Big 12, Riddle? Colorado?
Nobody.
Exactly. So exactly. My point is
I don't think conference titles.
Yes, it does. The first four are guaranteed to conference champions.
Oh, okay.
So that 4 or 5 spot. Okay. The 4 or 5 winner.
Lone Wolf said BYU.
The first four, the top rated conference champions.
Yeah. So yes, the group of 5. I mean, your Power 5 champions. The Power 5 champions get the first 4 spots.
But there's only 4 and there's 5 conferences, right?
Boise could get 4. How's Boise getting 4?
They're not in the power. No, they are. They're in the. Are they in the? Oh, they're not.
No, they're not.
They're moving next year to a Power 5 conference.
The Pac-12. The Pac-12 is no longer a Power 5. The Pac-5 is Pac-12 is no longer a Power 5 conference.
I know the Pac-12 ain't, but I thought I read somewhere that Boise was trying to move to another conference.
That you are right. If they're ranked higher than a Big 12 champ, they could be 4. Yeah, 100%. So you're right. The group of 5, if they're ranked that high, could be. So that's a good take. And but either way, if you're going to play anybody in the playoffs, Boise State has a good running back. That's the team you want to play. You don't want to play Ohio State. You don't want to play Oregon or whoever. You want to play the team with the least amount of talent on the field. So you're getting your home game against the 12th seed. You're getting the 4th seed, and then the 4th seed. Guess who they get to play? I mean, you're playing for your semifinals. I mean, it's the best. It's the best take right now.
You'll play the 1 seed though.
The way it's
you got to beat them. You got to beat them to win it. So I mean, you know what I'm saying. But I just
unless you just missed the field goal.
Who did?
TD Oregon. Oregon. Oregon's back on top, guys. Oregon is back on top. Man, I don't know, man. Ohio State, all this money they spent, I just do not think they are gelled. I don't think they're gelling the way that everyone thought they would. And Ohio State's defense is atrocious. I mean, I'm just going to say it. Atrocious.
Caleb Downs.
Yeah. Yeah, he left. He left Alabama he followed the money.
You could have actually made our defense better. Now you're on a shitty defense like our fucking shitty defense.
But to be fair though, our defense could have made him shittier too.
Oh no, motherfucker was the best fucking player on defense last year.
I know, but you've seen this defense this year. Our defense could make him shittier. 100%. Yeah. So, question, Lone Wolf. Hey, hook 'em horns, guys. Hook 'em. Y'all won. If Dylan Gabriel stays on this team, is Oklahoma a different team? Absolutely. We said that earlier. I think that's a tremendous take.
Where did he transfer to?
He's at Oregon. Dylan Gabriel's at Oregon.
Oh, yeah.
He's their guy. He's their guy. So, I mean, I think it's a different game. So, hey, just getting back to the Penn State USC game. So, Miller Moss, he was 20 of 34 for 220 yards. He wasn't great. He had 1 pick. Woody Marks played absolutely outstanding, 5.6 yards per carry, 20 carries for 111 yards. I thought he played great. USC's rush defense was fantastic. You did a great job stopping the run. That's what they wanted to do. But here's what they failed on, and I don't understand this, Riddle. We talked about it earlier. How do you give up 17 receptions for 224 yards to a tight end? How do you do that and not make a freaking stop? Vandy with a big goal interception. Vandy, hey. Yeah, Drew Aller did light him up, but I mean, the tight end had 224 yards. I mean, they just couldn't find him on the field. I don't know if they just refused to or what. The tight end, I mean, 17 receptions, guys. That's a tight end, man. What?
Damn. Need him on my fantasy team, man.
Yeah, I mean, Kelsey isn't even playing like that. Kelsey's not even playing like that. I mean, not anymore. I mean, but he even his best. They do move him a lot. Hey, they make it very difficult. They make it challenging. But I still, man, USC's got talent, so I don't expect that from them. They should do better. But anyway, long story short, he is a great tight end. 100%, he is a great tight end. So I'm not taking away from that. I'm just saying, like, I mean, dude, he set like a freaking record. Hey, we're 2-minute warning. Florida's going in. We're gonna go jump to this, guys. We're gonna jump to this. What we got? First and 10, inside the 20 with 2 minutes to go. This is gonna be a big game for us. Tight end play with Pavia at New Mexico State. Hey, that's great. I will say this, man. Pavia, mass respect for that, bro. That dude's good. I like him. I like him. I like him a lot. I outside of us getting beat by him, I'm just saying you got to respect the kid. He's playing good ball. Yeah, he's playing good ball. USC is undersized on defense. Yeah, well, I mean, we knew that was going to happen. When you move from the Pac-12 to the Big Ten, it's going to take some time to get the hog mollies. I think we can all agree with that. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Like Texas has been developing for the SEC. If you notice how Texas did their expansion, Oklahoma, they gave them plenty of time. So the recruiting, all those things started happening way ahead of time. USC, UCLA, they got rushed into the Big Ten. Rush. Oregon, Washington, rush. These guys aren't prepared for this big-time football. The Pac-12 sucks. I mean, it sucked. You had a handful of teams that were good every once in a while. And, I mean, their last good teams were the USC teams in the early 2000s. I mean, I'm just being honest. Oregon team got beat by a crappy-ass Auburn team. Got beat by a crappy-ass Florida State team. Yeah, 100%. Texas is a sleeping giant when it comes to recruiting, and coming to the SEC just helped them. You saw what Texas A&M was doing, and then all of a sudden, they come over, and now they're just taking us by storm. NIL coming to play. Yeah. So the NIL is a big thing because Texas A&M, Texas, y'all got money. And I'm trying – Riddle, I know you've heard me say this. Teams like Tennessee and Alabama cannot compete with Texas on the NIL front. I don't care what anyone says. People act like Tennessee and Alabama got money. We do, but not that level of money. So we need to stop that mess right now. We're not going to compete with them year in, year out. Oh, man. All right, now I'm off the high horse. I'm hoping Florida can score so we can hear Tony bitch a little bit.
Me too. Hey.
Alabama basketball is trying to get on that level, though. They're trying to get on that level. And, hey, Nate Oates, man. Nate Oates. Say what you want. Alabama basketball is actually doing fairly well. I mean, for a football school, anyway. Florida isn't far behind on the – hey, Florida has a huge alumni base. So does Ohio State. A huge alumni base. So does Michigan, actually. It'll be interesting, though. I do think Georgia will continue, and the reason why I think Georgia will continue with success, and I think Alabama will have some success if they can get the coaching squared away. I think we're going to get into that a little bit later, but I think Alabama essentially is close enough to Georgia. That was a great jump on the ball. Georgia is just so deep in talent, man. The talent pool is so freaking deep. That's why I think they're always going to be relevant. I'm going to tell you where the talent pool is not deep. That's in Tennessee. It's not deep at all. It's as shallow as a mud puddle. Ask Warren County High School. Tennessee's OC is clueless. Hey, man, their OC is also their head coach. I mean, Riddle will tell you that. We can say whatever we want to say. Uh-oh, Riddle, you see in the chat?
No.
Touchdown. Touchdown Gators, baby. Let's go.
Wide open.
Hey, the way he stepped up in the pocket though, that's a move that I don't know if I don't know. That was good. That step up in the pocket was good. Yeah, they're gonna spend money at Michigan too. Michigan has an alumni base. They're gonna spend money to try to get them. But I don't see they captured lightning in a bottle with the super seniors last year. That ain't gonna exist for long, man. Bama fan, do you think Saban retired too soon? Nope. So do I wish Saban was back at the helm of Alabama? Absolutely. But he was 72, man. He wanted to retire and enjoy his family. I mean, I can't blame him for that.
Yeah.
I mean, I want these guys that are sitting with me, I want them to retire as early as they possibly can and enjoy life without having to work. I mean, can you imagine Saban, Kirby, these guys that are really dedicated to the game? Can you imagine the lifestyle they have to live? I can't. I mean, I'd love to. A lot of respect for Saban. Me too, man. Sarkisian is a freaking phenomenal coach. I wish we had him. He's a great coach. And I'm going to tell you what, Florida's going for 2. Oh, no.
They are?
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, why not?
Why not? Hey, man, put your balls on the table.
Oh, yeah.
29 seconds left. You're on the road.
Put your balls on the table and swing them.
Oh, shit. What the hell kind of formation is this?
Chris, you're ahead of us.
Oh, my bad. Let's do a timeout. All right.
Okay. All right. Anyway, so while we're waiting on this, I mean, wow. Can we just say what a shit show of a Saturday? I mean, I just mean this with all due respect. What a shit show of a Saturday. Just things don't make sense, man. This season doesn't make sense. Hey, okay. So great comment in the chat. I said this earlier in the season. Heupel gets too much credit for the offense. Golish at South Florida was the guy. I will never speak a bad word about Golish. I don't know what it is. That dude is absolutely. He has that South Florida team playing out of their mind. They don't have the depth to compete with anybody, but that offense is good, man. Okay. He said they're kicking it now, so.
Oh, they're kicking it, yeah.
I mean, somebody probably called from upstairs and said, "You better not do that stupid shit."
They got it. It's going to overtime.
Go see Wolves. Stony Brook University, CAA D1 proud. Hey, man. Hey, go see Wolves. Bink, we're here for you. I don't even know where that's at, but hey, man, go see Wolves. I'm here for you. What about Florida tying this game up, guys? Did anyone think that Florida should even be in this game? Long Island, New York. Oh, man, great. Did anyone think
honestly, I didn't think Florida would be in this game, but I thought last week when Tennessee played Arkansas, I thought that was kind of like they just played bad. I didn't.
Yeah.
I thought Tennessee had a way better football team than the way they played last week.
Yeah.
And
how many good Tennessee teams have been beat by Florida through the years?
Yeah.
I mean,
that's
games
true.
that they were supposed to win.
That's true. But hey, okay. Here's the deal, Chris. I thought we just played bad last week. Turns out we just suck.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a real thing.
Tennessee might just.
That's a real thing. That's a real thing. And here's the deal: the game being in Knoxville, I don't know if Alabama can win. I mean, thank you. Hey, thank you, Bing. Hey, we appreciate you being here, man. Like I said, we appreciate you. He said, I schemed against Tennessee offense coaching Pop Warner. Yeah. Oh, man. Thank you for following, guys. Thank you for following. Hey, I will say this. Tennessee's offense works. I'm not going to say it's high. Thank you for the rose, man. I'm not saying it's as high-powered. Obviously, the point was made that he doesn't think that Heupel trusts Nico, and I tend to agree. I'm sure our compadre will be on in a minute, Tony, and he'll probably say the same thing.
Well, that offense hasn't looked the same since
Golish left.
Since, 2 years ago? Before Milton? Who was their quarterback? It was a dude that got drafted by the Patriots. What was his name?
Riddle, you know the guy, dude that was really good.
For the
Went to the Lions. Went to the Lions.
I thought he went to the Patriots, but
no, I think he went to the Lions. Oh, no, not Milton.
no, Tony said he went to the Lions. I don't know who it is though.
Yeah, I can't remember.
No, before Milton.
Before Milton.
Oh, Hooker.
Yeah, Hendon Hooker. Yeah, sorry, man.
That offense.
Only been halfway paying attention.
but the deal is Hendon Hooker also had Golish. That's the real thing. Golish was at Tennessee with Hendon Hooker. That was what the offense. Heupel's good though. I'm not. Kias, you asked me a question. I can't directly tell you because of some rules on the other platform, but I will say it is delicious, and it is actually called Redwood Empire. So look up Redwood Empire rye. So I can't say too much, but yeah, Redwood Empire. Don't sleep on Redwood Empire. Very good. Very good. Tastes great. And not expensive either. For the money, it's great. So, Tony, what you got, bro? What you thinking on? I see you in the chat. What you thinking of? What you thinking about this team, Tony? Just give me a little sneak peek. Give me a little preview. Give me a little comment. I need some life in this thing. I want to hear what you got to say. What team? I mean, the big orange team, the one that looked like pumpkins running around on the field. Come on, bro. You know what team. Hey, look, I will say this. Tennessee has a history of getting down the field very quickly and getting in field goal range. So we seen it at Alabama. We seen it happen to us. So
that was when they had Hendon Hooker.
Yeah, I know. But, I mean, it ain't like it's impossible. All he's got to do is make one of these big throws.
Well, the Vols a real team, Tony? I don't think they are after this game. I thought they were, but
that's out of bounds.
Alabama ain't a real fucking team either, if we're being honest.
No. We're going to get into that, Chris. As soon as we get everybody on, we're going to go into the bitch session. Field goal, Ohio State. Ohio State was 6 minutes to go. We're going to switch to that game next. That is the game, man. We're going to switch to that game next. We want to watch this, but we're going to switch to that game next. Texas and Tennessee need to play for the real UT Bowl. I mean, I think it would be a no-brainer. I think Tennessee would get laughed out of the stadium.
Yeah, I think so too.
I mean, I'm just going to say this. Like, we judge the real UT football program by national titles, and Tennessee don't come close. So, Tennessee don't come close. They are a historical program, 100%. Tennessee's a historical program. Had a lot. General Neyland did a lot for them, but just 100%.
Oh, Brady said UGA ain't a real team either. Riddle. He's not even.
That's close. That catch is close.
I heard it.
When was Texas's last title? 2005, Tony. And how many titles does Tennessee have? They have two official. One back in the day, and one in '98.
98 against fucking Chris Winkie and the fucking Florida State Seminoles.
Yeah, SEC does have flaws. Yeah, 100%, Tony. But I mean, like, you know, you got to give them credit. They were in the playoffs last year, man.
Texas?
Hold up. They were in the playoffs last year. They're the real UT until this UT makes a playoff game.
But I think that was.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Is it Vince Young? I mean, like I said, I think that's a catch.
That's a catch, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a catch.
Vince Young was a great college quarterback.
Kia said, I've been saying the SEC might eat itself up this year with playoff spots. You're 100% right. I think the SEC will beat itself up, but I still think if you can get away with two good losses, I think you can still get in from the SEC with the schedules we have. Two good losses.
So just for what y'all were talking about just a second ago, Texas has 4 claimed national titles and 5 unclaimed national titles. Tennessee has 6 claimed national titles and 6 unclaimed national titles.
And that's incorrect. That's what they say. That Tennessee has 2 titles. The years they claimed the titles, they weren't the best team in football.
We got
Y'all have claimed titles from when y'all weren't the best team in football, though.
100%. And the only one I'm gonna concede is 1941. We should not have won that one. I'll give you that one. We're still at 17 with that one gone.
He said Texas should have won in 2000.
Oh, you gotta catch that, bro. You gotta catch that. Do you see that, Riddle?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm watching.
Oh, I can tell your intent. You're focused deeply. You got that deep stare in your eyes. I like being able to see you.
Vandy up 20-7.
I like being able to see you.
Vandy's up 20-7.
Vandy's up 20-7. Vandy's up 20-7.
Hell yeah.
Hey man, we might all. Hey,
Vandy's going to the playoffs, baby.
Riddle, the last game of the season, we might all have to put on Vandy hats just for Tony. He said, "No, I ain't doing that." He said, "No, I ain't doing that." Oh damn! Another drop pass. That was a bad throw too, but I don't know what's going to happen here. I got a Florida hat for Riddle. Oh man. Thanks for the follow, guys. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate you guys. Yeah, you're right, Tony. That was a ground ball. That was a ground ball. I cannot wait to hear what Tony says about Nico. I think he's really a good player. Thank you for the follow, Mike. Riddle Cakes, what games you got on right now? He's short.
Ones I had on earlier.
Oh, Ole Miss, LSU. He's short. And there's a flag. What's the Ole Miss score?
2013 Ole Miss, 2:36 left in the third.
LSU's driving though.
Ole Miss,
okay.
Yeah, Ole Miss just took a face mask penalty.
Holding on the offense. But yeah, just to answer your question.
Oh, it's definitely roughing the passer.
I thought they said holding. Oh, y'all ahead of me? Or are you watching a different game? Okay, you do.
I was watching Ole Miss LSU.
Riddle, I'm sitting here watching the Tennessee game. I'm like, what am I watching? Oh, he says I can't wait to hear what Riddle thinks about his game next week. Hey man, I can't wait for him to tell you. He's got notes. This dude comes prepared. I will say that. This dude's got his stats. He's going to be good. So we're going to get an overtime game live. This is going to be crazy. Maybe not. You know what though? Smart play right there, man. Smart play. I think Tennessee inside the 20 is or at the 25. Oh shit, he's leaving. I think Tennessee at the 25 is dangerous. UConn Cornelius is coming, bro. UConn Cornelius is a Tennessee fan, so he's watching this game. He's probably slobbering on his knuckles right now. Probably scared shitless. I mean, this guy's scared shitless. Tony's in the TikTok chat right now. He's over here trying to communicate, but he's scared shitless too. These guys are the equivalent of the Tennessee Titans in college football. Yeah, I'm joking, Tony. Damn, man. Hey, just a quick rundown of the scoreboard, though. 100% Oregon's at the 50, midfield at least, and they're driving. They are down. They are down by 2. So this game is going to overtime, as we know. Ole Miss is up 20-13 still, but LSU is inside the 30, so they have a chance to score and tie it up. Iowa State is winning in the fourth quarter over West Virginia, and K-State Colorado just kicked off, so it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Some defense and some offense, see what happens, man. Oh, man. All right, Chris. So BYU picks up the win today. They're undefeated, looking really good in the Big 12. Missouri dominates Massachusetts, which we knew they would. But after last week, does anybody believe in that? Oregon's at the 25, big completion. Dang. Hey, a game real quick. Riddle's not here, but a game real quick me and Chris watched the end of. What about the Illinois-Purdue game? The Illinois-Purdue game? So Illinois, 24-3 at the half. Illinois is up 24-3 at the half. And it came down to overtime. just to win that game, man. Like,
They were like
just
40
crazy.
favorites.
Just crazy. Nobody saw that. Purdue had no business being in that game, and they were. No business being in that game. I'll wait on Riddle. I want to hear his take on that. That'd be an interesting take for him, too. Here he comes. There's my buddy. Pass interference on Ohio State. They're about to score. Hey, Riddle, we just shooting the shit while we're waiting on some of these games to kind of conclude, but take on the Illinois game. Up 24-3, 24-3 at the half. Gave up 40 points in the 40 points in the second half.
I saw the final, but I didn't get to watch any of it. I was watching the Georgia game when I could while I was at work.
Yeah, it was but I don't think anyone saw Purdue playing them that close. I mean, it was a
Oh no, we talked about that earlier this week.
It was a great game.
Didn't expect that to be the game that it was.
I mean, this is part of Shit Show Saturday, guys. What we saw from Illinois and Purdue, that's things that shouldn't happen are happening all over the country right now. I think we can all agree with that. So
that's 2 weeks in a row, too. You had 5 of the top 11 go down last week.
Yeah, this is 2.0, 100% 2.0. I mean,
the difference is the ranked teams ended up finding a way to win this week.
You're right, man. Thank God. Does Georgia have a decent secondary? Woo, gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that. Riddle, you're more than welcome. I mean, I know you're busy focused, but you're more than welcome to touch on that if you want to. But you can wait if you want to too. Secondary is a little bit. He's got some thoughts and comments. We talked about it pregame.
I got a lot of problems with our secondary right now. There's some definite holes. I talked about it a little bit earlier this week too, heading into this game, and then they were definitely exposed today.
Hey, I just want to make it known, and just want to say this out loud. Colorado opening drive went down and scored. Made the flip. So those of you that weren't here earlier in the week, we had a Colorado defensive lineman come into our live chat and guarantee us he ain't going to get pushed around on the field. He said he wasn't going to get – I don't know about the rest of the team. He wasn't going to get pushed around. So
what number is he wearing?
97.
97.
Yeah.
97.
And
okay.
Riddle, we looked him
up.
Yeah, we looked him up, man. We looked him up. He's legit. And he said he wasn't going to get pushed around. So, you know what? I said, I'm changing my pick. Colorado by 50. Colorado by 50. I'll
probably put that game on after this LSU game's go
Hey, all right. We got another one.
Tony's coming in?
All right, Tony's coming in? Okay, let me get to
go ahead and pull up because
swap to the 4.
For this shit.
He said, let me pull up. I ain't got on that. Okay. Tony's in here. All right, Tony. We're watching the end of the game, so I'm sure you got the game on.
Yeah, I'm watching it right now.
Okay. So we're gonna do some live commentary on this because you're the resident Tennessee fan, so we want to hear what you got to say. Me and Riddle and Chris can only give so much.
So this is what's gonna happen, Tony.
Okay.
So if Tennessee loses, you got to rip your sweatshirt off, rip it in half. You got to rip it in half and just throw it away.
No, it cost me money. I'm not doing that shit.
He said no.
I'm not that dumb. I'm not that stupid.
So Riddle, funny story. So Courtney and Kimberly wanted to do a TikTok. They wanted to take all of Tony's shirts out of his closet and replace them with my Alabama shirts.
That would have been funny.
I said, please don't do that. I need my shirts.
Nah, don't do that. Yeah, because they will.
I need my shirts.
They will.
I think you would lose your shirts. If
I know.
Hey,
Please don't do that. Please don't do that.
I promise you wouldn't get it back.
Oh my God. All right, Florida. What, false start, Florida? False start? Wow. Okay.
Oh, live reaction, Tony. Is he going to pull this out in overtime?
Yeah, what's going to happen?
Well, it's probably going to be a field goal fest until they got to start going for twos. That's what it's going to be. Tennessee's offense trash. Florida's ass. I mean, this is.
So if you say Florida sticks it in right here, Tennessee's in trouble.
Probably, yeah. Like, there's a high chance that Tennessee's not going to overcome it.
I don't know, man. I really
like
Heupel's offense 25. I like Heupel's offense inside the 25. I think it's good.
Bad. It's not bad, but like I said, you got to have a quarterback that can hit throws. And Nico hasn't hit a damn thing.
Yeah, that was big. That was big, Riddle. I'm looking at your eyeballs. You saw exactly what I saw. that was absolutely terrible. That was absolutely terrible.
Read it the whole way, broke on it.
And that's what a young quarterback will do right there. That's what a young quarterback does.
A mile here.
You don't throw that ball. Especially when you need yardage to stay in field goal range. You don't throw that ball.
I mean, I'll take it. Fuck it.
I know you will. I know you will, bro. I know you will. Now you've got to pick up something. You've got to pick up something.
Borderline field goal range right here.
Yeah, I think
I wouldn't expect anything stupid from Florida, but hell, it's Florida. I've seen them make stupid plays tonight.
It's gonna be about
Tennessee's look
46-yarder.
So, I mean,
okay, Tony. Kias wants to know from Twitch, how do you think this is going to end up? I mean, you just watched their offense. You just watched their offense.
I'm a very negative person, so when it comes to the Vols and other teams I root for, if I had to get,
we missed it.
Oh shit!
So what happened now? So what's going to happen now? Vols are going to miss their field goal. Because
Florida missed it.
No, we got to keep this going. Vols will miss theirs.
Florida missed it.
I might as well just turn the game off.
See, because
sorry, Riddle. I'm with you. I'm on your level.
I told Chris 7 times he's ahead of us.
Florida. The Vols should try to get a tutty, but I don't think they can get a touchdown. If you watch their offense tonight, they struggle to even get a fucking first down. So hopefully they just get a few yards and
Tony.
Put it on the side.
Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
Come on.
Well, with that missed field goal, though,
did you watch the South Carolina Alabama game? I mean, we're all hurting right now, man. We're all hurting.
With that missed field goal, though, there's no reason for Tennessee to be super aggressive here.
No, I'm just saying now that I'm just saying they should just run it.
Dylan Sampson, you just
should
run.
Just run it. I don't care. Yeah. Just keep running, because Nico sucks. He can't hit anything. So I mean, there's no point throwing it because he'll throw a fucking pick or something. So there's no point in it. So just run the damn ball.
I don't think he throws a. Oh, he did throw a pass, so that's a little.
Yeah, but that's almost a run, though. That was almost a run.
Yeah, that's a running. Did run.
Oh, you're ahead of me now.
Yeah, this is the. One time I'd be okay. Where
I told you just 10 seconds.
Just run the ball.
Man, anytime anything happens, just count to 10 and then react.
He said, anytime anything happens, count to 10, react. We're going to count our blessings.
Like Kentucky
count our blessings.
Touchdown game in the Kentucky Vanderbilt game.
Oh, man, dude. I'm so rooting for Vandy, too, man. I mean, like I said, I got to because I don't make our shit look better, but
keep running, fuck it.
Pavia does not look good. Pavia does not look good.
They said he got banged up. He got banged up earlier, so
he does not look good. But I mean, he does just enough, dude. He's 14 of 16 for 127, but he's got 2 TDs.
What the fuck, bro? What's bullshit?
What?
They'll fucking win the game, man.
Oh, I mean, it's Tennessee, man. They were gonna win anyway.
But make it better for next week.
Oh, yeah, they'll make it better for next week, I guess.
Like I said, man. I mean, you got to call it this.
I mean, you want to the 3 at a high ranking.
Hold on.
So
I had promises made. Me and Riddle had promises made to us that if Tennessee didn't win by 3 touchdowns, all hell would be breaking loose. And damn it, we're here for it. We want to hear this shit.
I kind of calmed down since I left work.
Don't be drawing on anything else.
Yeah, you were on a roll at work.
Now, I was listening to the game while I showered and ate and all that shit.
That's a touchdown, dude. That's a touchdown. Unless the whistle blew, that was a touchdown.
Yeah, they called him short.
Did you see that?
I mean, I've seen it, but
I mean, I can't hear the game. I can't hear the game.
I did react because I didn't want Riddle to jump up my ass again.
But look. I mean, I guess
how they spot him there.
I don't know. Like he got in. I don't even understand.
Did they say that his momentum stopped? And
it didn't look like it stopped to me.
I know.
If they blew it dead.
Hey.
Yeah, if they blew it dead, there's no
touchdown.
It
should have been a damn touchdown.
Comment in the chat is thoughts on Army. We talked about this. Thoughts on Army. Riddle, you want to field that one?
With Army, I thought Army looked great today.
Touchdown. Okay, it's over.
There it is. That's ball game. Tennessee wins. They're now 30-9. 30-9 against Florida since 1976.
Hey, thank you, Lone Wolf. We appreciate you getting here, man. We appreciate you being here. We're gonna swap.
Look forward to talking to you next week, Lone Wolf.
Yeah, next week, Lone Wolf. We're gonna swap over to the remainder of this Ohio State Oregon game.
Yep.
Lone Wolf, is he on the purple hat?
What is it?
TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok.
Oh,
TikTok.
No.
Oh, TikTok.
Yeah.
Okay.
He said the purple app.
You're not supposed to say what the platform is.
I know.
on.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know.
yeah. Purple app. All right.
This is the purple app.
Oregon's still up, guys. Oregon scored, so now it's 32-31 with a minute 47. This game's gonna come down the wire. All right, Tony. So Tony's here. Riddle's here. Riddle, you've been here longest. We're gonna go ahead and start because
we can just let Tony go.
no, because Jordan might come in and Jordan may want to have some comments. So first things first, Riddle. Out of everyone that played today, and we are keeping an eye on the other games, guys. We are keeping an eye on those. Out of everyone that played the game, I felt like Georgia was in the driver's seat the best. So I want to hear your comments on the team. I want to hear your comments on the team and then your thoughts about the big game next week. Go.
I think Georgia came out in the first half and did exactly what they were supposed to do. You know, they really dominated from the get-go. They got the big lead at the half, and it's like I told you when we were talking earlier before we went live. You know, at the half it's 27-10. Carson Beck threw 27 of 34 for 317, 2 touchdowns and a pick. The part that really bothered me in that game was the fact that they only ran the ball 12 times in the first half. They never tried to establish the run. That's not Georgia football. It never has been Georgia football.
Yeah.
Now,
I love those stats, Riddle. I love those fucking stats.
all the time.
He's a stats guy.
Against Alabama, y'all came out and put us so far behind the 8 ball, we had no choice but to air it out. And that's why Beck threw for a career high in that game, trying to get us back in the game, and we got back into the game. But today against Mississippi State, I really expected them just to impose their will.
Tennessee won, Jack.
Yeah.
Really impose their will in the trenches and wear them down. Now, I don't know what Bobo was doing today. I know Bobo's style of offense is to jab, wear you down and hit the big plays. But after the half, they came out and scored another touchdown, went up 34-10. And
all right, Scooter's coming in, so you keep going, Riddle. I'm gonna try to get a switched over.
But they went up 34-10 there right at the beginning of the second half, and then it was like they just totally went conservative. Georgia's secondary, which was mentioned in the chat earlier, a lot of holes. There's a lot of people getting out of position. There's a lot of people. You know, Kirby's known for being a great defensive coach, but we have a corner, and I'm not going to say his name. I'm not going to throw him under the bus. But we have a corner who, time and time again, will not turn to find the football and gets out of position as the catch is being made. And he's been burned multiple times this year. And you can't coach instincts. And Georgia's secondary gave up a lot of yards today to a very young team. They're a very scrappy team. They played Texas really good. But, just overall, there was never a threat of us losing like in y'all's games. But the fact that we only beat them by 10, which earlier this week I did say that, you know, Georgia would win that game, but they wouldn't cover the spread, and that's exactly what happened. But our young guys played really good. Freshman Nate Frazier ran the ball really well. He's been running the ball really well. Anthony Evans, a sophomore, he had a couple explosive plays for us. Some of our leaders, Dan Jackson, I love that guy. He's like a 6th or 7th year senior. He's been there for a long time. Chaz Chambliss played really well. KJ Bolden, another freshman, played really well. But, overall, next week is going to be very, very tough for Georgia because I don't know if that secondary can stop anybody. And even though we stopped the run a little bit better today, we were supposed to. So a lot of holes on that defense for sure. Didn't like that we didn't get the run game going. Did get the win. We only won by 10. Gonna have to tighten up. We're gonna have to play a perfect game next week, or it's gonna get ugly. It'll be 4 quarters of what y'all did to us in the first half.
Yeah. Okay. So one of the comments, and I'm sorry, I'm working on the screen layout, guys. So just bear with me. So working on the screen layout. But one of the things I want to talk about was honestly Mississippi State threw for 306 yards. Van Buren's good, but he's not that good. So there are some serious question marks in the Georgia defense. And like me and you talked about before, one of the things that I didn't like, and me being a Kirby Smart fan, because, I mean, honestly, you got to respect the guy. He's the guy you got to respect. And being a Kirby Smart fan, in all honesty, like I feel like their identity is a little lost. I want to see them run the ball more because I think they have the running backs and the offensive line to do it. And like you said, when you're up big, like you were talking about, and then you just completely abandon the run, I don't understand it myself. But
the second half is when they tried to actually start establishing the run, but it wasn't there. And I mean, they obviously had a game plan coming out the way they did and just throwing it all over them. These guys watch film every single day on the teams they're playing. All the teams do. We know that. But they came out throwing the football because they knew that's where they could get their yardage. It worked, but you have to get those first downs. This is what I was talking about with Bobo's offense. He tries to wear you down. He throws those passes out to the flat, the runs, short plays, trying to get those first downs, keeping drives going. But the problem with that kind of offense is when you're not getting the first downs, when you're not moving the chains, things happen like what happened in the Alabama game.
Yeah.
We give y'all the ball back, y'all score points. We come out, try to sustain drives, can't do it, you score more points. You know it, you're smacked in the mouth and you're down 28-0. So I feel like
100%.
in the second half, both sides of the ball went very conservative. I don't like that when you're up, put teams away. I told you they needed to look good in their win today. I don't think they did. Their next 4 games are at Texas, neutral site against Florida, at Ole Miss, and then home against Tennessee. And that's a tough 4-game stretch because if we learned anything from tonight, it's that Florida's going to give you their best shot regardless. So especially conference teams like the rivalry games. You know, those games can go either way. I don't think Florida can beat us. I don't think they have the talent to beat us. I think we will win that game. But the other 3, our secondary has some holes. Now, Tennessee's offense the last 2 weeks has looked pretty rough. I'll let those guys talk about that. Yeah. I'll let those guys talk about Tennessee. But there's opportunities against Georgia's defense that you're not used to seeing, and I don't like that. They got to get that corrected. And like I said, some of it you can't coach it up. You can't coach instincts, and there's definitely some holes. And next week could get ugly if it ain't corrected. It could get ugly.
All right. Well, Riddle, you brought the thunder. I give you credit. You had your stats ready. And for a guy that didn't get to watch much of the game today, you definitely saw the same things I was seeing. So with that said, I've got the 2 Tennessee fans. We're going to save the best for last because I think the shit show will get way too aggressive.
In the Oregon Ohio State game.
Yeah, it's 4th down, right? Is it 4th down or do they call pass interference?
No, it was started 25. Started 25.
There's a flag on the field, though. Anyway, okay. Anyway,
Offensive pass interference.
It's offensive. Okay.
Yep.
I must be way behind. So anyway,
I didn't get that.
I think it's defense.
That's
defensive pass interference, right?
Was it an eligible man or was it? No, too many men on the defense. 12 men.
Yeah, 12 men on the field.
12 men.
Ohio State's not going to pull this out. Looks like.
I mean, that's crazy because I think 2 of y'all picked them.
I did, but
I picked Oregon. Who else picked Oregon with me? Riddle, you pick Oregon?
I did take Oregon.
Yes, sir.
Good for y'all, man. Hey, I thought Ohio State with the money they've spent should be better, but
you think.
Hey, Autzen Stadium's a tough place to play.
3rd and 20, 6 seconds left.
100%. So, all right. So,
Time ran out.
No, he tried to get down for a field goal attempt and he didn't make it. Oregon wins 32-31.
And you just got to call that what it is. That's a classic blunder by Ohio State. That's poor.
That's a 5th-year senior. That's a 5th-year senior making that mistake. You should have got down earlier.
Yeah, good for Dan Lanning. But in all honesty, like, when do we start talking about Ryan Day just not being able to win these big games?
Wow.
Well, the only other team besides Michigan that had beat Ryan Day in the regular season was Oregon, and they just did it again.
But to be fair, like, they don't really play anybody in the Big Ten. I mean, the Big Ten's gotten a little better with Oregon joining the Big Ten, but I mean, when you're playing like Iowa week in and week out, Iowa can't score on Tennessee. So Florida scored more points on Tennessee than Iowa did. So, All right, I'm about done with the layout, so I apologize. Like I said, the layout took a little bit because we haven't ever had 5 on. Now we got our two Wildcats, and I don't mean that as in a Kentucky Wildcat.
We got
Vandy
up 20 to 13 with 2 minutes left in the game.
Vandy's up what?
20 to 13 with 2 minutes left.
All right, yep. Good deal. I got our two Wildcats, and I mean that by personalities, not by anything else. They're in the chat with Jordan and Tony. Riddle brought some hard-hitting facts, but I want to hear how you feel this Tennessee game went. Tony, and we'll start with you. Tell me your thoughts, bro. Tell me how you feel.
Well, I was being a little Wildcat earlier. I've settled down a little bit. Underwhelmed. Very extremely underwhelmed. Disappointed. Offense still stinks. Quarterback play still stinks. Run game was just good enough. It just sucks that,
Anybody else with audio jacked up?
No. Hold on, Jordan's asking if anyone else.
No, I'm good over here.
It sounds good to me.
I just keep getting a repeat of like what was said 3 seconds ago. I might have to get out and get back in.
Yeah, try that.
Jump out real quick. Yeah.
Anyways.
Go ahead, Tony. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's kind of like one of those things where you expect it, but you don't want to expect it. But again, quarterback play still sucks. It's a shame that
it's gone now. I'm good.
Defense being wasted, almost wasted. And too bad Hendon Hooker didn't have this damn defense a couple years ago.
Oh yeah, y'all would have been a force.
I mean, there you got stupid penalties. And that was the first half was really bad. You got penalties, you got missed throws, you got offensive lines okay. They giving up too many sacks, but I don't know if that's a combination of because O-line is not that good or Nico is kind of like a deer in headlights sometimes because he likes to apparently just a one-read quarterback and he gets a little skittish and then he feels like he has to run around all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah. I mean, we feel you there.
I just I'm not happy. I'm not pleased with that crap. That was bullshit.
Well, and to quote you, Tony, last night you said if Tennessee doesn't win by 3 touchdowns, you're coming on here and raising hell. So you're not that mad. But
I've calmed down. Well, he was earlier. He was heated at work.
So let's throw the ball. Let's throw the ball to Jordan. Let's see what Jordan thinks. Have at it, Jordan.
All right. Well, I'm on the other end of the spectrum. I mean, a win's a win. Was it pretty? No, it was not pretty. But that's a game in the last 15 years that Tennessee loses 99 times out of 100.
Since 76, they've only won 9 times.
Fucking defense did what they're supposed to do. Did enough. James Pierce finally shows up. We've heard about James Pierce all year. James Pierce finally made an impact, and boy, it was a big one. Nico is still missing some reads. I mean, is that youth? Is it just, I don't know, but for right now,
he's a freshman.
We'll take the win.
I don't hear it.
Well, he's a redshirt freshman. He's got the time, but
I don't want to fucking hear it.
For right now, we'll take the win, and it's Red Team Hate Week. Officially on the board.
Red Team Hate Week. We ready. We ready too. All right. So let's get into Alabama, and then we're gonna go over some of the games. I know that we won't be able to go over all of them because some of the games won't be over, but I do think we need to go over some of our picks that we made this week. And but first things first, Chris, you watched the game at my house. You about fell asleep because we were so boring. Tell me what you thought. Tell me what you thought about Alabama today.
Man, the defense is just horrible. We were missing tackles left and right. We're missing coverage. We can't stop the run. We can't do anything on fucking defense. We can't get off the field on 3rd down, 4th down, 3rd and long, multiple times, 3rd and 15 plus. They got it. And it's just, we need to get this defensive coordinator. We got to get this dude out of town. And then we got Jalen Milroe, a fucking senior, making stupid plays and giving them 5 points before halftime. Ran back and took a safety. And then he threw the pick, and then they got the safety. It's like, and then he threw another pick in the end zone in the third quarter. I think like he's too seasoned to be fucking making these mistakes. It makes no sense to me, especially the safety. He literally backed up into the end zone instead of just throwing it away when he was on the 1 yard line or taking a sack. He backed up into the end zone and gave him 2 points. It's fucking.
All right, so I'll say this: Jordan was very optimistic. A win's a win. I'm going to say a win is not a win. So here's the deal: we got beat by Vanderbilt. That's the ugliest win in program history in terms of the talent ratio between one team and the other. So turns out it wasn't just Vandy had a good day. It was Alabama sucks. And when I say that, Jalen Milroe played like absolute dog shit. I don't care. I don't want to see him dancing on the sidelines anymore. I don't want to see him sitting over there smiling. That guy has no passion for this team. I'm going to tell you this. Just mark it down. People are going to say, oh, he cares about this team so much. Fuck that guy. He doesn't care about this team. I've seen quarterbacks like Pavia stand on the sidelines cheering on the defense, up in people's faces, asking for them to make plays for him so he can get back on the field. And Jalen Milroe's sitting on the damn bench underneath a cooling fan like he's driving a Cadillac 64 DeVille. I mean, I have no sympathy for this guy. He comes out, he plays like crap. He doesn't prepare. He looks like shit. And here's the deal. Ryan Williams didn't bail him out this week. He didn't bail him out. They did a great job stopping Ryan Williams. He didn't make the deep ball this week. And his intermediate passing, Jeremy Bernard broke some tackles, so he did have 200 yards passing. But he had 2 picks. Forget the picks, okay? Forget the picks. I just don't even talk about that. The safety that Chris alluded to, absolutely atrocious. Atrocious that a guy who's as seasoned as him, as Chris used the word seasoned, it's a great word, as seasoned as he is, he could have got sacked at the 2, but instead he stepped back into the end zone and threw the ball out and didn't even have a receiver anywhere near and got grounding. That's something that cannot happen. Put them right back in the game. And I'll be honest with you, I don't even want to get started on the defense. The defense is the worst defense I've ever seen. It looks like a middle school defense. Warren County could score on these guys, and that's saying a lot. That's saying a lot. These guys absolutely suck.
Them dudes hadn't scored since August. Let's not get carried away.
The 3-3-5 defense, the 3-3-5 defense should be ran out of town tomorrow. It doesn't work in the SEC. It doesn't work in the Big Ten. It doesn't work. It does not work. It won't stop the run against anybody, and they suck. Tennessee is going to run the ball for 200 yards on us. You mark it down right now. They're going to run the ball for 200 yards because this guy can't make an adjustment. This guy, I'm telling you, I told you last week, I will drive down to Tuscaloosa and help him pack if they just get rid of the sumbitch. Get rid of the sumbitch right now. Do not pass go. Don't collect $200. Go. Get out of town. I'll take Tim Banks. Tony said fire Tim Banks. I'll take Tim Banks right now. Right now. Anyway, I'm not going to go any further than that. Like I said, this team, I have no sympathy for this team, and I do not think that next week's going to be I think Tennessee will play a Tennessee ball game against Alabama, and they will come out on fire, and that we will not catch up. Like last year, y'all came out on fire against us, and we came back in the second half. We will not have the dogs to do it.
We don't. Jalen Mills, no, we don't have the offense to do that.
No, we don't.
Well, good thing for you, Tennessee doesn't have an offense either. So it'll be
Tony, we ain't got a defense, so it's going to be real interesting. It's going to be real interesting.
It doesn't matter if you have defense or not, because Tennessee's offense will make your defense look decent. I promise. They will. It'll be a close game.
And Riddle, I see you smiling. I see you smiling, Riddle.
I'll say this. I think Tennessee's got the best defense out of the 3 of our teams right now.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. It's not close.
Third best offense out of the 3 teams.
I think Georgia's got the best offense right now.
When you've got
Georgia's got the best offense.
Derek Dooley play calling, the defense gets tired.
Derek Dooley play calling.
I thought I saw some orange pants on the sideline tonight. Some of these play calls.
Listen, dude.
The defense, though, with the amount of time they spend on the field, I mean, it's still pretty damn impressive because they're on the field a lot. Because
exactly.
You got offense. Insane drives.
Our defense is over a sucking wind if they're on the field for more than 3 plays. So I don't even want to hear about it. Like Saban's gone, and I'm going to tell you everything that he had in his mind, he took with him. He took in a fucking suitcase and left because this team looks like it was coached by Derek Dooley. I'm just telling you, this team sucks. Riddle, I will say this: out of all 4 of us, before we get into a rundown, Georgia looks good. Looks like the best team out of the all of our teams. Texas is a big game coming up next week. I'm looking forward to it. I think that'll be the game of the week, 100%, and I know you are too. So, with that said, Riddle, you have the stat sheet. I'm going to let you go down the scoreboard and kind of tell us how we fared, and let you know. He said, "I think Tony's being funny." Tony is being funny. Tony's a funny guy. Riddle, go down the stat sheet. Tell us how we did. Tell us how we did for our picks.
Still got 4 games to go.
Yes,
3
sir.
of them are playing right now.
Yes, sir.
Kansas State did tie that one back up, so Colorado and Kansas State are tied.
Oh, hey, man.
Right now through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 games. And Chris have only missed 1, so we're 12-1.
Okay.
Brandon, you're 11-2. Tony, you're 11-2. And Jordan is 9-4 on the picks for the
UConn Cornelius
week.
with the he works with spreads. He don't work with
What's your
overalls.
What's your loss, Riddle?
My law, I took Utah in the Utah-Arizona State game, which you didn't have that one.
Yeah.
Your loss, you took Cal over Pittsburgh, which was close.
Yeah.
It was very close.
It was a good game. It was a good game. Well, okay. So with that said,
I didn't know we were picking Utah, so I didn't text that to Brandon.
I know. That was my fault. We're not counting that. You know, that shouldn't count against you. But all right. So with that said, like I call this podcast Shit Show Saturday. We saw some absolute shit shows. Before you got in, guys, we talked about the Illinois game, which was absolute surprise.
Collapse.
Absolute surprise, Tony. They were up 24-3 at the half and gave up 40 points in the second half.
They were up 27-3 in the third quarter.
So gave up 40 points.
That game 50-49 in overtime.
Yeah. I mean, absolute collapse. Absolute collapse.
So you're saying they scored 47 from some point in the third on?
Yes.
Yeah, it was a blowout.
About midway point of the third quarter.
I'm just saying, some teams have no business being in the top 25. Some teams have no business being in the top 25, and Illinois is probably one of them. But I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. But Missouri won big. You know, what is it? Oh, you watching the game?
LSU's got the ball. LSU, Ole Miss. It's 20-16. 6.5 to go.
Fumble.
Nussmeier
That's a fumble. That's a fumble. That's a fumble.
I'm waiting for the replay. I was seeing it in real time.
That ball does not move forward.
I think that's a fumble.
That ball does not move forward.
That's what they ruled it on the field was a fumble. So.
I mean, really, you're watching it
he
with
took
me,
it straight
bro.
out of his. Took it straight out of his hand when it was right here.
Straight up. So this game is going to come down to the wire. It looks like the Ole Miss LSU. Brian Kelly, I don't think he's lost at night since he's been in Death Valley.
Who's up right now?
Ole Miss is winning 20-16.
2016.
Yeah.
So
So
the ball?
Just fumbled.
All right.
LSU fumbled.
LSU fumbled
just
six minutes ago.
Their territory.
6 minutes ago. So, all right, to kind of
Vandy
close things
won.
out. Vandy won. Hey, Pavia,
Yep.
good job, bro. Did just enough. So, Tony, to close out Shit Show Saturday, what I want to know, CJ, game-winning interception for Vanderbilt. CJ Taylor, a local hero from Warren County. Way to go, CJ. We're proud of you, man. So, CJ Taylor, game-winning interception for Vanderbilt.
Awesome.
Good for him.
No idea.
Good for him. That's good for him. Good local thing. Good local guy right there. So, Tony, I want to get your take. Biggest surprise, takeaway, upset from Shit Show Saturday 2.0.
See, the biggest upset today.
I mean, it could be
I wasn't
anything.
able to watch much.
It could be anything. Yeah, I know you didn't get a lot, but just based on what you saw.
Trying to think. There's a game that pissed me off earlier. I forgot what it was. Come back to me. I
Okay,
remember it.
Chris, biggest takeaway from the Shit Show Saturday.
I take away, I would say, my biggest surprise, or I wouldn't call it an upset because I didn't win. My biggest surprise is that Illinois game, that they let Purdue come back into that ball game.
Good pick.
Score 40 some odd points in the second half just to make it a game.
Yeah, that's a good pick. That's actually a good pick there. So, Riddle. It doesn't have to be just a game either. It can be it can be an assignment, a group. It can be whatever you want.
Mine is 3 of the big dogs in the SEC really having major flaws now that we know are not just single game thing, being out of rhythm or whatever. These are serious issues with Alabama's defense, with Georgia's defense, with Tennessee's offense. And the SEC is not easy to win in anyway. And Georgia's about to enter their gauntlet and could come out of it with 3 losses on the year. So just looking forward, seeing if our teams can correct their issues and make the improvements that they need to make and get back on track. And that's like Tony's shaking his head a little bit there. I know he's probably not very optimistic for Tennessee's offense the rest of the way, but it's we're not used to seeing Alabama's defense play that way. We're not used to seeing Georgia's defense play that way. It's been a long, long time since we've seen Alabama play like they have those last 2 games. So, yeah, hoping that we can turn it around coming up. And the fact that this is 2 weekends in a row, the biggest thing is 2 weekends in a row. You had 5 of the top 11 lose last week, and very easily could have been more than that today. So
I think Jordan summed it up earlier when he said that the teams that should have won this week, they just didn't do what they needed to do to look good. I think the only thing that would have made me any happier, the only thing that can make me happy going into this Tennessee week is if they started serving beer at work. Because right now I have nothing optimistic to say or do. I just don't have a lot of confidence in Alabama, and I have confidence in beer, but not in Alabama. Yeah. And right now, I just don't. The defense and how they played absolutely worried the hell out of me. But then this week, my biggest takeaway is Alabama looked very pedestrian on offense. I mean, Milroe just does not look like he gives it a big run for Ole Miss. Sorry, guys, big run for Ole Miss. But Milroe just doesn't look like he's passionate. And I don't know if this is a product of the NIL and this guy sitting on the sidelines, knowing he's making $3 million a year. I don't know. The passion's just not there. I don't see that drive. Pavia, like I said last week, if you could clone a quarterback, and I'm not saying his performance overall, but if you could clone a quarterback and his attitude, his mentality, his toughness, that dude was it. And I expected that out of Milroe this year after what I saw last year, and I just haven't seen it. So NIL may be the cause of that. I don't know. But that guy just doesn't seem to – my surprise of the week is I don't think Milroe should even be talked about as a Heisman candidate. Should be talked about as a first-round draft pick. That guy needs to really consider his life choices because he's got big money at stake here. And right now he's about to lose it all. Jordan, what you got?
Never thought I'd say this, but I mean this coming week might be a get-right game for the Tennessee offense. As porous as that Alabama defense has looked.
Yeah. I agree.
Biggest question is the way this offense started the year to where it is now. You can take one of 2 narratives. Hey, they're playing tougher teams, or hey, they're overrated. And they very well may very well be overrated. But I hate to tell you, if you're an NC State or Oklahoma fan, if that offense was overrated, you guys aren't very good. And it's going to be a long year.
In the chat, Kia said in the chat, Milroe has the drive. He just doesn't have the discipline. You can call it whatever you want, but yeah, he's lacking something. Go ahead, Tony.
At this point, him being a senior, you kind of start making the excuses away. It's either put up or shut up time.
Does anybody here?
The same excuses last year, early in the season for him.
Yeah. Does anybody here want him as the starter of your NFL team? Does anybody here want him as the starter of your NFL team? I sure as hell don't.
No, and I got Anthony Richardson, man. I mean,
Chris, what do you think?
Iowa State.
Oh, Chris,
I was just going to cut in real quick. Iowa State, West Virginia just went final. Iowa State won 28-16.
Good deal.
That's a rock fight. Told you.
Yeah, rock fight. Iowa State.
That means you got your second loss.
Yeah. Not bad.
It's all right. It's all right, Chris. I mean,
it was close. It was close.
Chris, what do you think about Milroe? You taking him on your? You're taking him on your.
I'm telling you right now, Jalen Milroe is not an NFL quarterback.
Yeah, 100%. We said the same thing about Jalen Hurts, and he proved us wrong. Maybe if he can sit behind somebody like Patrick Mahomes and learn how to freaking do something.
I thought Bryce Young was going to be a good NFL quarterback, so maybe I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but
yeah, I think Bryce's biggest problem is he didn't have a chance to sit behind somebody that really had experience.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah. So I don't know.
Plus,
Tony,
he
go
got
ahead,
drafted
man.
to an awful team.
Tony, what do you got? You was gonna say something. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say I don't think Tennessee is overrated. Now, obviously, the offense, the offense got put on this high pedestal, because of those what.
But history, Tony, history. Y'all's offense is on a high pedestal because of y'all done this time and time again every year.
I mean,
it's a different team though, different year, different team.
Different team.
Yeah.
It just doesn't look the same. Now what was that one touchdown drive they had? It was kind of similar to what we had been doing the last couple of years, where it's just boom, 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 fast pace. Get up and get to the line. See, we haven't been doing a lot of that. I feel like they've been kind of not slow, like waiting till like 1 to 5 seconds left on the time clock, but it just feels sluggish. Teams
compared to what you're used to.
Yeah.
Are they doing that? Are they doing that to preserve the defense though? Because I mean, like you guys can score in a hurry, and sometimes that's not an advantage for your defense, especially when you got a good defense like you guys got.
I mean, your defense appreciates it when you're hanging 50 versus hanging 10.
100%.
100%. When you're spending the same amount of time on the field, you feel a lot better about your situation when your offense is scoring.
Yeah,
I versus every drive thinking if we give up points, that might be it. That might be over.
So I mean, Tennessee's defense is going to keep them in games regardless, unless something crazy, unless they have injuries across the board, which I don't think that will happen. So they'll be in games.
Riddle, I see you looking.
I guess I'm just.
Miss just kicked a field goal. It's 23-16, 3:14 left.
I thought I could read that in your eyes, Riddle. I thought I could read that in your eyes from over here. I'm watching the same game, so I was sitting there looking at your smile on your face, and
I don't know. I just feel sick to my stomach right now.
No.
I guess you picked Ole Miss.
Crazy week, Noah. Crazy Noah. Yeah, no. Please don't bring that claw out no more. Please don't bring that claw.
No, we ain't doing no claw.
Did you see that video from earlier, Tony? Did you see that video?
Yeah, I seen it. I was thinking at work though earlier about how you got Bama, Georgia, and Tennessee, and a bunch of question marks still, and looks like obviously Texas is going to be right now the team. To beat.
The team.
I think that's the team. I was saying the other day how there's not a dominant team. Anyone can be beat, which anyone can be beat. But I think the most dominant team, that's going to be Texas as of right now.
Oh, we're going to talk about that. I want to talk about that.
Hell, now look at Vandy. Vandy's probably going to be top 25.
I don't blame them. They were almost in top 25 last week. They should be top 25.
I thought they should have been.
Yeah.
So I told you, man, Vandy's about 3 plays from being 7-0 right now, 6-0.
So
I thought they would have been ranked after Bama game, but
we're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna wrap it up because we've been on here a while, and Riddle, I know you guys got to go to bed, so we can keep going. We can keep going too. But what I do want to talk about, since y'all are good, what I do want to talk about is top 5 teams. Don't look at ratings. I want to know your top 5 best teams right now in college football, because we've had some losses today that are going to change the landscape. So we're going to start up at the top. And we're just going to work our way down. Tony, you're up first.
Well, it's going to be all right. It's Texas. I mean, I feel like that's the number 1 team at the moment.
Yep.
Ohio State lost, so no, they're overrated. They're always overrated, anyways. Penn State, I'm still not even sold on them, even though they're probably going to jump up a spot. I'll just leave them at 5 because I just don't like them. I don't like Penn State. Their offense kind of stinks too. Their defense was supposed to be good, but hell, they made USC look really good in the first half.
Yeah.
I'll leave them at 5. So 2, 3, 4. Who the hell am I going to put there? Well, I'd still probably put Georgia. I put Georgia above Penn State, and then Oregon's going to be 2.
Me too, 100%, all day long.
Hell, I might put Georgia at 3.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I can live with that.
And God, who am I going to put at 4?
Decisions.
What about old Miami?
Yeah, I guess.
Might as well put them
sitting there at 6-0.
Yeah,
whoever wins that ACC, I put them right there.
So
Miami or Clemson.
You got Texas, and I said who was 2 again? Fuck, I forgot.
Oregon.
Now, you know what? Fuck that. I'm bumping Oregon down to 4. I put Georgia at 3, and then we'll put Miami at 2.
Okay. All right. There you go.
I'm still not sold on Oregon either.
So Chris, what do you got? What do you got?
All right, so I'm going with Texas at number 1.
All right.
Obviously, they look like the clear team to beat so far
100%.
this season.
100%. 4th and 7 in the LSU game, guys. 4th and 7. This is for the ball game.
All right, so number 2, and I got Oregon number 2.
All right.
3, I'm gonna give Georgia number 3. Not Georgia. I'm sorry. I'm gonna give Miami number 3.
Okay.
All right. Number 4, I'm probably gonna go with Georgia.
Okay.
And then I'll give Penn State number 5.
I like it. That sounds good. All right, Riddle. I know you're knee deep in this game, but I want to hear. Kia said Texas, Oregon, Georgia, Ohio, Miami. That's what he's got. So I can respect that. Riddle, you're up.
Obviously, Texas clear cut number 1.
I don't think there's any debate.
I don't think it's close.
Yeah.
I think they could be unanimous. Oregon might get some first place votes because of what they did tonight, but I'd put Oregon 2 anyway. I'm gonna put Miami and Penn State 3 and 4, and it doesn't really matter which way you put them. Until you're beat, you got to be up there.
Yeah.
And then I would put Georgia 5 just because they've got the loss to Alabama. That now looks a lot worse after the way Bama's played the last 2 weeks. So
100%. But talent's
we'll find out what Georgia. Right. Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
But we'll find out what Georgia's made of Saturday. And like I said, it could be a long day Saturday.
So I'm not gonna lie, Jordan. I'm up next, but I kind of set you up there because notice I said power rankings, not actual rankings. So with that said, here's where I'm going with this. Texas, if Texas played Oregon tomorrow, I think they beat the crap out of them. I don't even think it's close. That's my opinion. I think Oregon's a soft-ass team, and I think they played a soft-ass team in Ohio State, and I think they beat the crap out of them. I don't know. I just think the SEC's built different. Maybe I'm wrong. They'll have to prove it, though. So I'm going to put Texas and Oregon 1-2. I do agree with the Miami until someone knocks them off, which, maybe they play Clemson later on in the year. Maybe they don't escape one of these games. But Miami, I'm going to put them up there. I've got Georgia at 4. I think Georgia is still a very talented team, and I think Georgia has more talent than anyone else in this country. And I think they can play week in, week out with anyone. Just a matter of, how they put all these things together. And then my 5th team got brought up earlier, and we brought this up, Riddle, Chris. I'm going to go Texas A&M in the way they're playing right now. Jordan's eyes just got big. But Texas A&M, I mean, we looked at their schedule. They have nobody left except for Texas on November 30th.
But does that make them one of the best 5 teams in the nation just because they got a weak schedule the rest of the way? They have an ugly loss to Notre Dame.
They do. Notre Dame looks bad, but they also have I guess we don't know what Missouri, but yeah, I guess you're right with top. I just think that they're putting things together the right way, and they after that Notre Dame loss, they haven't really lost. Like Clemson has a very ugly loss against Georgia, a very ugly loss. Way worse than the Notre Dame loss.
They've righted the ship, but we're not talking about Clemson being in the top 5 either.
No, I know. And Texas A&M will be jumping a long way. I'm just saying that power rankings right now and looking at outlook, I think they're gonna end up there. But that's a crazy take. I know that's a crazy take. But we just talked about them potentially being in the playoffs and going to the SEC title game, and I think it's a realistic shot, realistic possibility. Right now, what I'm seeing from their schedule, they have the easiest path to get there.
I agree.
Anyway,
one of them anyway.
All right, Jordan, you're up, bud.
It only took 12 for them to finally have a shot to get in.
Touche.
There's not a whole lot. I mean, number 1, obviously Texas, not stepping out of line there. Oregon at 2. I'm cool. I'm fine with the Ducks right there. 3 through 5 gets a little murky. The loss to Alabama was ugly, but I still think Georgia is a top 3 team.
They're good.
So I would slide Georgia in at 3. Georgia almost come back and won that game. Played,
Yeah, they did.
Got punched in the mouth early, and then come back with a shot to win it. Which told me they got a lot of heart. 4 and 5, I'm gonna step out of line a little bit.
All right.
I'm just not sold on this Penn State team. I'm
not either. I'm not either. That's
that game today.
I'd rather go Texas A&M than Penn State.
Just because we're undefeated, we should be in the top 5. If that's the case, I mean, you got Army, you got Navy. I mean, we can go and go. So
I'd take Army or Navy. I'd take Army or Navy or that Penn State team.
Great football.
Yeah, great football. Great football.
I mean, Texas, Oregon, Georgia. Number 4 is probably still Ohio State. That team just has so much talent.
They do.
Number 5, you're probably not ready for this one. Number 5, I'm going to put Clemson at 5. Clemson took an ass whooping game 1, and they have made the right adjustments. They have looked like you thought they would look in game 1.
Yeah.
Who did that
I've always said.
Hey,
what?
Comment just came in and said Jordan is my guy.
I'm a man of the people. I just spit facts.
Go ahead, Chris. What did you say? What was the question?
I forgot who they lost to.
They lost to Georgia. They lost.
That's what I thought.
They lost terribly.
I mean, they looked bad that first game, but they've looked spectacular ever since.
Okay,
I mean, they look like a Dabo team of old.
So moving forward, got Riddle and Tony. Like I said, we're on your time now, so you tell us. That was not a catch in the LSU game. That was not a catch. I don't think that was a catch. What do you think? Watching
the replay right now.
All right, watch it roll.
I don't think so.
I'm a little bit behind.
I can't see nothing.
There's that ball moving.
Oh yeah, he lost control of it when he rolled out.
So all right.
Anyway, catch, though.
Dude.
No catch.
And he took a hell of a hit. He took a hell of a hit. But I will say this. I want to know next topic. Has anyone's Heisman? I don't care about top 5 on this. Just your top guys. Has that changed for you this week?
Not a catch.
Yeah, not a catch. Has that changed for you this week? Tony, we're going to start with you we'll start with Jordan this time at the bottom. Jordan, is your Heisman hopefuls, has that changed at all this week? I mean, the 2 teams we're waiting to see for the Heisman hopefuls, for me, haven't even played yet, or they're playing now.
They're playing right now.
Yeah, 100%. I think we're all on the same page in this, but
I don't have any fucking Heisman hopefuls. That award hadn't meant shit since about the mid '90s. I mean, that shit's a damn good old boys club.
That is true.
Crazy week,
I don't.
Thanks, Crimson.
You know what?
It's never been much of a thing for me. The Heisman.
I think he's saying that
fucking quarterback almost. I hate that shit.
100%.
I think Jordan's saying that the '97 Heisman race really just sealed the deal for him.
Tony,
Charles Woodson had one game against Ohio State. Last game of the year, he had one game. You look at his numbers; he's pedestrian in every other category. But he has one game with an interception, a punt return. Oh, go. Let's
oh man!
Our Tennessee people are gonna
oh man, this is great. All right, this is great. Okay. So Jordan just gagged on one for that. Tony, I'm going to the top for you. We're gonna just go out of order. Tony, what do you think? Heisman, what you got?
I don't know. I guess you still got to let Cam Ward have it, especially since he came back against Cal. If we're gonna do that bullshit, right now.
Riddle. We'll go to you next.
All right. Well, I'm looking at the Boise State game right now, and Genty's 6 for 36. It's still 6:33 left in the first, so see what happens the rest of that game out there in Hawaii.
200.
Well,
out there in Hawaii.
He deserves it too, but they won't give it to him. So
I mean, it's supposed to be the best. But for me, the award is supposed to go to the best player in college football.
Agreed.
And how is that not Travis Hunter?
Yes.
How is it not Travis Hunter? The man plays both ways. He's on the field for 95, 99% of the snaps every game. He's making plays on offense. He's making plays on defense. He is the best player in college football, in my opinion.
Okay.
But they won't. He's not a quarterback. So.
Okay. And I don't mean this, Riddle. I'm going to say this, and this is me. I'm going to disagree just a hair. If anyone is flirting with Barry Sanders' numbers at running back, that's the best player in college football for me.
LSU.
Big play.
Elbow was down.
Elbow was down. But there's still.
That's an interesting point you make, Jeff, about the Heisman should be the best player.
Yeah.
And I like to make that joke about Charles Woodson. I mean, but for me, and this is no lie. For me, when the Heisman really lost having any meaning. I know we're going to have a couple disagreements on this panel, I guarantee
Oh,
it.
here we go, 2009.
But I mean, when Christian McCaffrey is snubbed, when that guy did everything for Stanford, he returned punts, he returned kicks, he caught balls out the backfield. I mean, probably could have lined him up at quarterback, and he'd have been as good as what they had. That Stanford team plays in the Rose Bowl that year. Without Christian McCaffrey, they don't make bowl eligibility.
So he
They
went.
might not win a game.
He went a different.
I 100% agree with Jordan. Chris McCaffrey should have won it that year. 100%.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Derrick Henry was an absolute beast, but he ran the ball. He done his job. You know, he was a running back.
He did what he was supposed
I mean, fuck him. If you take McCaffrey off that Stanford team, they don't win 5 games.
That is my mistake. I didn't know that was the year Derrick Henry won it.
Yeah.
I apologize.
So with that said, Christian McCaffrey doesn't have half the yards he has if he's in the SEC.
But
he doesn't have half the yards he has if he's playing against Georgia and all these big name defenses. I don't know.
I don't know about that because the man went to the NFL. He went to the NFL. You talk about McCaffrey. Yes. He went to the NFL. He went to a bad
Daddy baby.
And was pedestrian for a bad team. Pedestrian.
Well, for Carolina, he played.
He was
all they had.
Top 10. I mean, top 10. I'll give him top 10. I'll give him top 10.
Josh Young was the number 1 pick. Went to Carolina and got benched.
100%.
Christian McCaffrey went to Carolina and actually still put up numbers. I mean, I think Christian McCaffrey was a guy that could have made it in the SEC. I absolutely.
I think he didn't.
I agree.
Not until he made it to the Niners. He was okay until he made it to the Niners. That's my opinion, though. I mean, I'm not. I like the guy. I mean,
Chris McCaffrey is the best running back in the NFL.
The Panthers also had a quarterback who was a running quarterback that was eating a lot of his yards as well. So
100%.
And besides all that, he was hurt.
Christian is the best running back in the league right now. Okay, I'm willing to concede that.
Now. Yeah,
he's hurt. He's hurt, but I'm saying when he's healthy,
we're the best right now.
When he's healthy, he's good.
Cut in real quick. Ashton Jeanty just ran for 54 yards and a touchdown in the Boise State game.
Hey, but it's against Hawaii. He probably wouldn't have half those yards in the SEC.
Yeah,
he has 8 carries for 93 yards and a touchdown now.
Listen, the difference between frickin' Jeanty and Christian McCaffrey is Jeanty is Michael Myers sitting there looking at his spaghetti in the backfield before they snap the ball. Christian McCaffrey was not that.
You still got to do it. I mean. It doesn't matter who you're playing, what conference you're in. 100%. I understand the SEC is elite. You still have to make the runs. You still have to break the tackles. The dude would be the 6th leading rusher in the NCAA off of his yards after contact alone.
Oh, dude, I'm for Jeanty. I'm for him. I think I wish he was at Alabama because I don't know.
And he has a subpar O-line compared to if he was playing.
I mean, I wish he was at Alabama. He's just not. He's just not.
5:48 left in the first quarter here, and he's got 8 for 93 and a touchdown. So,
dude, I'm with you. I'm with you on Jeanty. I'm all for him. I hope he does well. Anybody that can flirt with Barry Sanders' season, his Heisman dominance that season, anybody that can flirt with those numbers should be in the conversation for Heisman. Travis Hunter, he plays both ways. If I'm looking at Travis Hunter, though, from the NFL perspective, which you guys are big NFL guys, he's a DB all the way. He's not a receiver. He's a DB all the way. I don't even think he's the best receiver on that team. Yards-wise, he is. I think Horn's the best receiver on that team. I love Horn. I would take him in a heartbeat. But I think Travis Hunter could play NFL wide receiver. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that. But if you had to pick one, because he's going to pick one in the NFL, he's going to play DB. Do we agree with that? I think he's a better DB.
I absolutely think he's a DB in the NFL.
He's an absolute lockdown, shutdown corner. And Charles Woodson, I know Jordan – Heisman, blah, blah, blah. Charles Woodson did have a very good career in the NFL. Very good player.
What I was going to say, though, to more of Jordan's point, Jeanty is who ESPN is pushing.
Yeah.
And we know who ESPN pushes. It's there in the end.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I agree. Chris, what you got? What you got, bro?
Heisman.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I got Jeanty as my Heisman favorite. And then behind him, I got Ward.
Okay. Yeah, Ward. I mean,
Ward's solid.
LSU touchdown. LSU touchdown. 27 seconds to go.
Wow.
No, you're ahead of me by like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Sorry, bro.
Yeah.
Sorry, I
snapped it on my screen.
didn't realize. I'm sorry. Well, we were DD. So Genty, hey, and just Chris. Sometime tonight.
I got Genty as my way big favorite right now because that record. He's so close to that. He's on pace to break the record.
K-State touchdown too, guys. K-State touchdown too. They're up 14-7.
And Freshwater's finding out what it's like to play in Death Valley at night.
Oh yeah.
Hey, I took LSU, didn't I? On the
yeah,
picks.
I'm the only one took Ole. I don't know. I took Ole Miss. Jordan took Ole Miss.
You and Jordan took Ole Miss. Me, Chris, and Tony took LSU.
Okay.
If the scores hold, well, this one's going to be tied. But if all the scores hold and LSU wins this one, my only loss this week was Utah.
Mm-hmm. Nobody would thought Cam Rising come out and lay an egg, but you know,
shocker.
Yeah. But with that said, Chris, you said Genty, and if sometime tonight, if you just get time, you're laying in bed by yourself bored, please, for the love of God, watch him line up in the backfield and run the ball. Go look on TikTok. You'll laugh harder than you've ever laughed before. This dude looks like he's lining up for the spaghetti trough at the local
dude, he
commissary.
has no athletic looking ability to his stance whatsoever. He's just standing.
Michael Myers, man.
Yeah. So watch that tonight, please, for the love of God.
Michael Myers run from that guy.
It's funny as hell. But I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I think Travis Hunter is definitely in the conversation, and I'm gonna tell you, Coach Prime being on Colorado's team, he has a shot. Travis Hunter has a shot because Coach Prime ESPN loves Coach Prime. They love him. I mean, he was on game day today, and I mean, you know, I know it's a big game for him, but yeah, all the coaches that had big games, guess who? None of them were on Prime. Heupel wasn't on. Nobody was on. I mean, it just crazy. They love Coach Prime, and it is what it is.
Deion loves that spotlight.
He loves the spotlight.
Yeah. He's not going to pass that opportunity up. Yeah. I'm sure there was other people that
That's
were
great,
asked,
man. It's great for recruiting and everything.
Oh, absolutely.
It's great for recruiting. So, go ahead.
I was just going to, since Jordan and Tony came in late, did either one of y'all see the live Brandon posted from Mud Bums earlier today?
I don't think so. I did not. I haven't been on social media much today.
You went to Mud Bums?
Oh, yeah, they went to Mud Bums after the Alabama game. Tony, you've met Chris.
I took Chris.
Yeah. So you've met Chris. Jordan, you haven't had a chance to meet him yet. But they're sitting at the bar, and Brandon's looking over, and he's in conversation with a Tennessee fan about Alabama. I only watched maybe 2 minutes of this because I was trucking. But the craziest thing, it wasn't like a heated conversation or anything. Brandon's sitting there, he's engaged in conversation, and Chris is mad dogging this Tennessee fan. Like this right here.
Who was it?
Over Brandon's shoulder.
This is old man. It's old man at Mud Bum saw us wearing Alabama hats and shirts, and so he just he's just.
Chris was ready to pounce. He was like a freaking lion laying in the weeds. Just say something.
Tell us what that feels like.
No, I was not
You
doing
feel the
that.
receiving end of that stare.
I was not doing that. That's
I'm smart enough. I'm smart enough not to watch Georgia Alabama games with Chris, so I don't get on the other end of that stare.
That's not. I was not doing that. I was staring at the waitress's ass.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Hey, I don't. I saw the waitress. I don't think that's true.
Chris pops over trying to have a burger, and Chris trying to fight him over the Vanderbilt, stuck on the score.
Oh man, hey man.
Getting all frustration.
Hey,
that seriously, that was not. I did not mean to look like that.
No, the guy was actually just talking football.
I honestly was just like trying to
mad dogging him. He's like, say something, I dare you. Say something. Do it. How tall are you? What are you, 6'2", 6'3"?
Me? No, I'm like 5'1".
Oh hell!
You liar! You liar!
You could stand on your beard and be 5'1".
I think I'm 6'2", 6'2" or 6'1". 6'1" or 6'1.5", something like that.
Coming to our hometown, just mad dogging people.
I don't blame him. I would too. When I go into Murfreesboro, I'm mad dogging everybody somehow.
Kias, you gotta go. Kias, you gotta go to TikTok. We posted it live. We posted it live earlier. I think.
Watch the video. I was not even mad dogging the dude. I was just like,
"Hey, I'm gonna pull this video up. I'm gonna pull this video up, and I'm gonna stitch it with what we got right now. I'm gonna stitch it like it's gonna say Riddle Mad Dog, and it's gonna show Chris doing this. And then you know what we're gonna find out? He really was staring at the waitress's ass.
like I said, I only got to watch like a minute and a half, 2 minutes of it tops before I had to turn it off.
Am I going to watch this video and realize that the waitress that Chris is talking about is Brett?
Well, no, I was joking about the waitress, so let's not. Whatever. That was a joke.
Hey, now
I literally was just looking at the dude. I was
he was mad dogging the shit out of it.
Chris, you got to know better, man. You can't be joking around these cats. These cats will take it and run. These cats will take it and run. These cats will take it and run. All right, I think we're going to overtime in the Ole Miss LSU game, so we're gonna at least stay on and watch this one, and then, like I said, after that we'll call it. Like I said, I think we've covered all the topics. Riddle, based on what you had written down, anything we missed? Do you know anything?
No. That was. I will have to fact check this. I heard it earlier, and I did look at it. Kelly returning to Oregon as Ohio State's offensive coordinator. I think they said that when he took the head coaching job, he never won at Oregon since he's left Oregon. And so going back as Ohio State's offensive coordinator, that streak continues.
That's the biggest mistake that guy ever made was leaving Oregon.
He had it made. He had it made.
I mean, he was on the cusp right there of starting a dynasty.
Yeah, he had it made.
12 locked up. Southern Cal was down. I mean, had it locked. Had the West Coast on lock.
I mean,
the other one, I don't think Jordan was in here. I know he knows this already. I think Tony heard me say it. Other thing is, since '76, Tennessee is now Florida is 30-9 against Tennessee now since 1976 with Tennessee's win tonight. So they're headed the right direction now to get 21 more wins back.
Yeah, Tony is ready for it. Tony's here for it. Tony's here for it. Yeah, the best offense in the SEC. Tennessee. Tennessee's best offense in the SEC.
Hey, going into this game, I mean, Tennessee had a top 5 offense and a top 5 defense after the egg that was laid at Arkansas.
So, and I'm gonna say this, this is me just being honest. We've talked about this before. We talked about the Alabama Tennessee parallel, but who would have thought out of Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, we would say Tennessee has the best defense.
I wouldn't have said that.
And Georgia has the best offense. Who would have thought we would have said that? Like, I would have never in a million years. This is a Mike Bobo offense, as Jordan likes to cover that a lot.
If you go back to his first run with Rick, Bobo had some good offensives when Aaron Murray was there. They lost to y'all in 2012 in the SEC championship game. That was a great Georgia team. That was a great Alabama team. We knew that was the national championship before the winner went on to play Notre Dame. We already knew that was the SEC national championship game. But yeah, it's Bobo's style. Yeah, it's Bobo's style that is dangerous because he tries to wear you down with those little plays. And like I said, if you don't hit those little plays, if you're not sustaining drives, what can happen against Alabama can happen a lot. And doing that against a team like Texas, you're going to have to sustain those drives because if you're constantly giving Texas the ball with Georgia's holes on their defense, it's going to get ugly quick.
But you say that about Bobo, and Bobo's offense reminds me of an NFL offense. Same offense I see on Sundays.
That's basically what it is. But you don't have NFL caliber players doing it at a college level.
I mean, you're as close as anybody,
right? But I'm not saying you take deep shots or trick plays or anything like that. Yeah. But like today, they came out and they were throwing the short passes and they was opening up some intermediate passes and then down the field shots were taken and we hit a few of them. We missed a few of them, but we never established a ground game at all in that game. Carson Beck threw it all over him. He set his career high against Alabama for passing yards in a game. Today, he set his career high in passing yards and attempts and completions. So I don't know. I'm assuming that was their game plan. Like I said, I know they watch film. Mississippi State's not great by any means. I think they're scrappy. I think they can be good in a couple of years. They're not right now. But I'm sure that was the game plan, was to come out and throw it on them. But you're just not used to seeing that from Georgia Bulldogs team.
I mean, Alabama's in the same boat. I mean, Chris and me watched the game, and we have no running game, even though we have two really great running backs. It's so bad for our running game that I'm worried about them transferring. I mean, I'm worried about them transferring, even though they're starting, for not getting enough carries. I mean, that's how bad it is right now. So, Chris can elaborate on that, but I haven't seen us. We'll get good yards per carry, but we won't sustain it. We won't stay with it.
And you got to give Mississippi State a little bit of credit. I mean, that team was heading the right direction before Mike Leach passed away. Suddenly and tragically.
Oh, for sure.
And nobody walking this earth will ever be able to run an offense like Mike Leach does, the way he wants to do it. So you got a Mike Leach team, and there's nobody out there that can coach that team.
No, you're right.
I mean, look at what Connor Holiday did at Washington State. I mean, that dude can't do that anywhere else. He couldn't do it at Montlow.
I mean, but Jeff Levy's a good try. I mean, Jeff Levy's as close as close as they could get. I mean, I think they're a few years away. I don't think they're going to be a bad team. Like, I don't think they're going to be the doormat of the SEC.
No, they're not going to be Vanderbilt. I mean,
nah. Hey, calm down.
Easy.
Whoa. Oh, it's too soon. Calm down now. Calm down.
I remember when Vanderbilt went into Athens and beat Georgia. I mean, hell, they didn't all of a sudden become a top 5 team then.
That was Kirby's first year, and I remember the play that we ran on 4th and goal at the 1 with a chance to win that game with Nick Chubb and Sonny Michel in that backfield. We ran an end around with Isaiah McKenzie, who's like 5'8", 195.
So
makes sense, right?
I don't understand this game.
Who's coaching then?
That was Kirby's first year when that happened.
Are you sure? That's like a Pete Carroll play call.
Can I just want to?
I could be wrong, but
it's halftime for Kansas State, Colorado.
I was thinking the same thing. The exact same thing.
It's halftime at Kansas State, Colorado. It's 14-7 still.
Mm-hmm.
Shedeur Sanders is 15 of 16 for 152 yards, almost 9.5 yards per attempt, with 1 TD, no picks. What the hell is no fumbles? How the hell do you only make 7 points?
Like I said last night about Oregon and Dylan Gabriel. I mean, they pulled out a win today, but dude played Idaho in week 2 and had 3 incompletions and they scored 24 points.
But I don't understand it.
How many times has he been sacked?
I don't know. He's been sacked quite. He's got a negative 38 yards.
There you go. That's how.
Negative 38. Negative 30. Well, I've just seen no fumbles, no picks, no missed field goals,
no rush yards.
How do you have 100? Okay, take out the 38. How do you have 120 yards and only have 7 points? It's almost impossible.
I mean, all those 10 yards.
The man runs for his life.
Yeah, he does. Penalties or sacks could be the case. Be the case.
Now, I am proud of Colorado's defense. They're obviously playing pretty good football right now. And we were hard on them earlier in the week, and trying to go to the box score here and see if Buddy's made any plays yet.
Our buddy hasn't made any plays. I was looking myself. Me and you are on the same wavelength. I want to see this. Chris, you weren't part of this. Jordan, you weren't part of this, but we had it. We had our boy in there, and we told him. We told him we want to wish him well. I mean, hell, hey,
he said he'd join us live if they win.
I tagged the Buffs. Chris, it might be me and you and Jordan in this live, but if Colorado pulls it out, we'll jump back on and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll jump back out of here.
So, it's halftime in that game. Shedeur's been sacked 4 times.
Oh, that's bad, man.
How many times has he been hurried?
That's bad.
Well, there's 4 tackles for loss too.
He's got no O-line. No O-line.
I mean, and 100%. Like, and realistically, I picked K-State originally, and I picked Colorado because, hell, this dude came in our chat talking big stuff, and I wanted to believe in him. I didn't think they were going to win, but that being said, I did, and I'll take the loss. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, I tagged Colorado Buffaloes, the Colorado Buffaloes, in that clip. So I hope I can get a shout out if they win. I hope we all can get a shout out, and we can get the whole Colorado Buffalo team on here.
Colorado's defense has got 3 sacks and 3 tackles for loss so far. So
Riddle, I'm thinking globally. I'm trying to get the whole Colorado Buffalo team to come on, lock, loaded, and goaded.
Deion Sanders is going to make a guest appearance.
Hey, I'm buying some aviators.
Yeah, what a way to start a podcast. I got Coach Prime showing up.
Guest host here, Deion Sanders. Go ahead.
Hey, Coach Prime.
I don't even know what to ask you.
Coach Prime, can you send us a couple autograph helmets? That's number one. That's number one. We'll put them in the background every day.
We got one Colorado signed helmet. It's Rashawn Salam.
And I don't even want to. I don't even want to sign a helmet. I want to.
I actually do have Deion's Florida State. Yeah, I do have his signature on Florida State.
Nice.
I don't want. What's up, bro? What's up, Kel? Roll Tide. I don't even want a signed helmet, Riddle. I want a signed All-State jacket by him and Saban. That's what I want. I want a signed All-State jacket.
That would actually be pretty sweet.
Oh, it would be. I mean, dude, it'd be hanging up right behind me. I'd have to show my background like you do.
I was want a picture of him, and I just want to sign a picture of him and that little ass fish he catches in that commercial.
Little fish.
We do it tonight, baby.
Hey, maybe he'll stuff that fish and send it to you. Not even big enough to sign. Could you put it on a plaque, please, so you can sign on?
It has a big D on it.
Yeah.
Did y'all see that?
All I can get.
Ole Miss LSU, they took a penalty first down, so it was 1st and 20.
Yeah.
That pass, boy, that receiver made a great play on it, but couldn't come down with it.
Yeah, I've just switched back over. I'm trying to watch it.
Looking at 20 right now.
Guys, we're gonna try to stay here and at least watch the end of this game with y'all, and then we're gonna call it a night. But I think we've had a lot of good content tonight, and I really think this was fun. What's up, Cody? I see you joining up, Cody from work. I see you joining up, bro. What's up? So those that, like I said, we didn't do introductions because we've been on live before, but we got Tony up top, Chris in the middle, we got Riddle, Jeff in the center. We got me, Brandon Andrews, and we got Jordan Elkins at the bottom. So we're all here. We're trying to give you the hardest hitting facts that we can. And like I said, we're not going to hold any punches. Ain't no sunshine pumpers over here. At least not for me, Tony. Me, Tony, and Chris. We're not sunshine pumpers.
You were talking to me before we went live, Brandon, about Van Buren.
Yeah,
that was his second career start. He threw for over 300 yards.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I just did not anticipate that. Oh, wow. Man, dude, that was a dangerous throw. Anyway,
all right now, LSU.
Yeah, LSU. Ole Miss has got the ball. They got the ball first, and they're not in field goal range.
Oh no, they're not. They're at the 40.
No, absolutely not. Ole Miss. They've taken a holding penalty and a false start. It's now 3rd and 25.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
They're at the 40. I mean,
Joey Freshwater struggling.
He is,
man.
Baby. He is. Complete meltdown right there. Complete meltdown at the end. I mean, they had complete control.
Utah and Cam Rising gonna keep me from going perfect this week.
Cam Rising.
Dude, they dropped another. They just dropped another pick, man. Holy shit.
Hate to see it.
It don't matter. I mean, this game really don't matter. I mean, we don't play Ole Miss. I think Georgia plays Ole Miss, right?
It matters.
Yes,
to me.
we play at Ole Miss.
So realistically, to better our chances, Riddle, you need. Oh, they're going for this kick. This is a big kick.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn 60-yarder.
Oh my God! I don't need 57-yard attempt. 50.
His career long's 56, and he's 2 of 6 from 50 plus. Damn it, Brandon, you're ahead of me.
Yeah, you're ahead of everybody, Brandon. Come on, what the fuck?
Hey,
Wow.
10 seconds, Brandon. 10 seconds.
Chad Woodall in the chat said, "Riddle, you need to catch your damn TV up, you piece of." He didn't say piece of.
Wow.
Dude,
I think he could have made that from a yard further.
dude, but what a kick! What a
No,
kick,
get in.
though. Yeah, he got it. I mean, so now they got to still stop Nuss. Nussmeyer, I mean, the second half has been. Yeah, I don't know, Riddle. I mean, he might have had.
It looked like a bounce.
Riddle. He had that from. He had that from 63.
Alive, it didn't look like it cleared by very much.
Just wait till you see it. Wait till you see it.
This is the angle right here.
Oh my God, dude!
wow.
What a kick, man! What a kick!
He boomed that. He had a lot of adrenaline on that one.
I'm gonna go ahead and call it. That guy's if they win this game, that guy's getting some loving. That guy's getting some.
If it
loving
ends right here, Ole Miss doesn't cover.
Oh man, if it ends right here, I mean, Ole Miss is just hoping it ends right here because if they give up a touchdown,
the line we got in the Biscuit League was 3.5.
What?
Well, he did crush that, didn't he?
Oh,
Yeah, he did. Are you further behind than me?
Yeah.
Oh my God,
yeah.
dude! Are you serious? Are you serious? This
I'm
ain't
on the
even,
stream eats right
dude.
now.
This ain't even. I don't even know what to say.
I'm on the stream eats right now.
I'm on Stream East.
Oh, going for it all. Touchdown.
Wow.
I've never seen an easier
It's
touchdown in my
over.
life. I've never seen an
Oh my
easier
God.
touchdown in my life. I've never seen an easy. I don't even know what to say. Like the first play, and you couldn't even.
Oh, God, here they come.
They rushed in the field.
They're rushing the field.
What?
But dude, if you'll remember, they had an absolute war last year. Ole Miss and LSU did.
They're
Damn.
rushing. They're rushing the field. Are they that terrible that they got to
Rush the
rush the
field, too.
field?
Listen, not everybody's Alabama and has never done it, okay?
Ah,
Yeah, but
I know
LSU
you.
does it every time. LSU, every big game that LSU plays, they end up on the field.
Yeah, it never fails.
That means you suck
Unless
pretty
you go in
bad.
there and slap them around 40-16 like we did 2 years ago.
I mean,
then they just go home by halftime and get
you got to
drunk.
be pretty
Make
terrible to
wild.
rush the field over that game. I mean,
Day games in Death Valley are different.
I'm just telling you, both those teams are ranked. They're 9 and 13. I mean, what the hell? What's going on? I don't even understand it. Well, that's a good way to end.
Brian Kelly and LSU led for 0 minutes and 0 seconds tonight and
So
won.
there you go. I'm not mad at them. They won the game. Boise State's up 16-0 now, and good for them. Well, on that note, I think we got a good end.
Where we at here?
All right, hang on. Let me,
Update
You
them.
gonna put 'em up?
Update them before we get off.
'cause I got them right here. If you want me to go ahead
106,
and run 'em.
106 yards.
13 for 106 and a touchdown.
I mean, he looks good. He looks good. I mean, if he can keep on this pace, I mean, like I said, if he keeps on this pace, there's no keeping him out
Well,
of
the
the Heisman.
problem with this pace is, I mean, at some point in time, they'll probably start resting him. I mean, especially at games like this. I mean, what is it? Still early second quarter?
Yeah, but is it
It's
Jordan?
7:45
Jordan,
left
and
and a
I
half.
don't mean this to be rude, but like, is it not better for Boise State to have this Heisman guy, this guy go up there and win this Heisman for recruiting
for the
and things like
program,
that?
absolutely it is.
I mean, I, at this point, I mean, if you're Boise State, you got to be selfish because unless you're a sure lock to make the playoffs, which I think they could be, so don't mistake that. I think they could be a lock in the playoffs. I'm just saying that winning the Heisman, that was kind of like what propelled BYU, right? Back in the 80, like was it 80? You know, was it Detmer? You know,
84 or
yeah,
whatever.
84 or something like that. Yeah, I mean, yeah,
84.
yeah. But anyway, I
Yeah,
could
Detmer
be
was what,
huge.
90, 92?
Yeah, but they had a good team. Go
I
ahead.
fully expect to see Army enter the top 25 this week.
If Army's not in the top 25, this shit's broken.
Had votes last week, so I mean,
Right.
Yeah,
and
it's
Army
broken.
dominated today.
Yes, I agree with that. I expect that too.
Yeah, have to be.
or Trent
I
Dilfer.
thought they should have done it last week. to be honest
Can
with
we
you.
all say Vandy needs to be in there too?
Group of 5.
They should.
Yeah, Vandy's
Vandy's gotta be in.
top.
Yeah.
Vandy's gotta be in.
I mean, that's
Vandy-
25 through 22 right there.
Can we
Army, Navy,
please-
and Vandy.
Can we please drop Alabama out of the
Vandy's
top
lost
10?
to Georgia State. Vandy's lost to Georgia State is what's
That collapse hurt.
keeping them out. Yeah.
We need
There's no excuse for losing that one.
We need to drop Alabama out of the top 10. We don't want Tennessee winning next week to actually look better than what it is because we suck. I just want to go ahead and put that on record.
Can't wait till we win next week so we can rush the field.
I have no
Just so we
doubts.
hear you complain about it when it's
I have
over.
no doubts. I mean, goddamn, hey man, do what you got to do. I mean, Tony's kids have only seen one Tennessee win in their whole existence. I mean, that's what's
One Tennessee win.
Wednesday, our midweek top 25 guesses and all that. We need to find those pictures of where Tony ended up on the field 2 years ago.
Oh my God! If we could find it, that'd be fantastic.
But didn't even have a ticket to the game and ended up on the field after Tennessee beat Alabama.
Don't try at home.
Yeah.
Kids.
Hey, as long as he doesn't end up in a wheelchair, we'll be all right.
Yeah. Wheelchair.
All right. Well, on that note, we're going to end the podcast. We're going to end the show. Great week. Great first week, inaugural week of the Fab Five, getting on here and actually talking football. We'll be back on Wednesday. We're going to try to have a more structured schedule this week. We'll be back on Wednesday for our pre-rundown of the weekend. And then obviously we're going to have our big Saturday show. So we're going to try to go 2 times a week. And then if we can squeeze in a little bit of a shorter podcast, not really as elaborate as this, we will. But again, right now we're just trying to build the content up and obviously try to get our name out there. So with that said, everyone that liked, followed, subscribed, watched us all night, Kias,
Tell
people,
your friends, tell your mama and them.
Tell everybody. But we appreciate you guys. We appreciate you being here. Kias was here all night. He was here today. Chad Woodall, Riddle's boy, was here all night for the most part. We had people that were here for a long time. We gained 9 new followers. Doesn't seem like much, but we'll take whatever we can get here. And we greatly appreciate everyone. Greatly appreciate our hosts, Tony at top, Chris, Riddle, me, Jordan, all of us. Thanks for the effort. Riddle, thanks for the stats. Like I said, I think we put forth a good effort this week, and I look forward to next week with you guys. So with that said, we're gonna sign off. This podcast will be available on Apple, Spotify, and Amazon Music. We look forward to seeing y'all next week. Try to stay locked, loaded, and goated. We'll be back on Wednesday.